Okay, guys, just a second here. Hey, Roadrunner. I was just trying to check one thing really quick here. I was just trying to check 1080. Nice. Doesn't look that clear, but I probably need to adjust my camera. Okay. Been a while since I've done this. Poor Melissa. So sorry, Melissa. Okay. So if one of you could message Scent Hoarder to let him know I opened a stream, and Melissa too. Hector, how you doing, buddy? So there's a shortcut. A couple of you want to come up? That's not that clear. It's a little better. Hello, Roadrunner.
Guess who? Hey, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. I've been progressively getting a little better since I got discharged from my convalescence and major hospital stay. But yeah, so I've just been putting back my collection, which my sister and her daughter, they ended up coming down up here because I guess the hospital called them, told them I had like 24 to 40 hours to live.
Yeah,
So they
you told.
Yeah,
You
I told
told
you about
me.
that part. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you already about that part of it. Oh
At
man.
least it wasn't malicious. I thought when you had
Oh
told me
no.
that it was malicious, and it's like, oh, I've seen that happen so many times.
Oh
Vultures,
no.
but
It was okay with me. I was
not
okay
that
with it.
way. They were actually truly trying to help.
Yeah. Yeah. My, as a matter of fact, my niece was like, because I had an old directive, and so they were going to let me die, and my niece was flipping out, and she. Go ahead.
It's a good thing to have that, but sometimes when the doctors aren't paying enough attention and they've screwed up, it's a shame to lose your life over it.
Yeah,
I
that's
know that
true.
wasn't your case, but it has happened so many times in my family.
Yeah,
So
I'm okay, as far as with that went, and you know, it just it took me a while. It's been actually I'm still kind of working on it, dealing with my apartment, and because they gutted it pretty much, which I'm fine with, like I said, but I had to get all new like um stuff to cook with, and I took a couple of dump runs to get rid of some old stuff, and I was basically, starting over again.
Yeah, that's tough. Especially when you had favorite things. Like I've got all cookware that I've spent quite a bit on that, I'm spoiled with the cooking and that kind of stuff. So I spent extra money to have the better stuff. And when you have to start all over, that's a ton of money.
Yeah, and so I ended up eating out a lot. Fortunately, I've been able to sell stuff that on the streams with through auctions and stuff like that. Because I've been getting some really good stuff. So I'm able to, and I've been getting it, for a really good price. So I'm able to pass it on to everybody else. So I'm kind of happy about that too. I mean, I'm able to make a little bit extra money a week to help pay for the bills. But I got I got way more coming up. I got to pay my PCGS membership again, and a bunch of other stuff. That kind of goes without saying, but
Yeah, I have memberships that cost me $400 and $500 each year, and it's like, oh my gosh, I wish I could split some of those up because for some reason they always seem to hit me always at the worst time.
I know it does, doesn't it?
My heritage stuff, my genealogy stuff, yeah, the heritage one is like $550.
Oh my god.
It's a killer. But oh my gosh, I'm able to put all my pictures in it, catalog everything by number, name, whatever I want, or all of the above. I can put as many photos on their website as I want, which I've put like thousands of photos up. Pretty cool. Hey, found it buried. Johnny
Hey,
Ray,
Dave.
nice to see you in here.
Dave, you should be
David.
getting your package by now or tomorrow. And what? I may have forgotten to put that other one in there, that reprocessed one. Let me know. Hey, Hector. Johnny Ray. Found it buried. Kicking off. Have a good night. Yeah. It's kind of a good thing that I had to go through my collection again, because I was going to start selling off my BU 40 cents wheat cents, but I've been going over them, and what I thought they were some of them are, some double dice, some gem double dice, cherry pickers. So I'm kind of glad I went over it, because I was going to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's hard to. You gotta pay such close attention. I'm so bad at that stuff because the errors, or that's on big step for me trying to, watch for that stuff. Some of you guys, you can just look through it and see it and know what you're looking at, but
Oh, it's not that easy. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll just set it aside. That's something to be said. You got to set it aside. If you're not absolutely sure, take a look at it later on, or through another set of eyes or something like that. I mean, but with that 74 Kennedy double die, man, that thing bounces out of you. That's a no brainer. But when you're getting more sheer stuff, especially if you're looking for cherry picker stuff, it can play tricks on your eyes sometimes. So I just set them aside. Sometimes I'm like, screw it, I have to pull that out just to make sure, the holders or whatever, to make sure nothing was impeding my vision.
yeah, I do pretty good on the laminations, and there's a few that I'm able to pick pretty easy, but man, the other ones get kind of tough.
I've been finding all kinds of crap just recently. I shit you not, dude. It's crazy. I've got my like wall. I call it wall of shame, but it's not really. That I've kind of like triple checked with myself, believing that they are what they are. So I put them up on the wall, because some of them I got to send in, some of them I got to have somebody else look at for me, because I'm gonna end up doing consignment with somebody, because grading stuff and selling it, I'd rather just stay out of that arena and just go find this stuff.
Yeah. A couple of
I mean, grading is okay. I can grade stuff, but the whole variety and error thing just bugs me. How
Yeah,
you
see,
doing, man?
I didn't get into varieties until just the last couple of years.
I know.
I've
Oh,
always just been doing high grade stuff, and it kills me because I wish I would have been paying attention to both. So now I have so many coins I have to all go over again. I'd rather not touch them again.
I understand that. Oh
Yeah,
man.
you don't think about those things until you realize that you have, close to 200,000 coins. And I'm a slow goer because I'm very careful with my coins. I'm
Yeah,
extremely careful on how I handle them.
I'm getting a lot better at whizzing through coins. But when you're doing going through different grades and looking at different coins, you got to stop for
Yeah,
a minute.
PCGS would fire me in a heartbeat. And I take so long to look at a coin, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I
They
ended up, I
grade
ended, I ended up taking their graders and go starting a new company. That's what I'd like to do.
yeah, they grade 150 silver eagles before I'm done with a single penny.
You're still scrutinizing over the fucking edge or something, yeah.
Yeah, well, for me,
Sorry about
when
my.
I'm doing like the 67 grades, I check every single letter. I check the rim on the outside edge and as well as the inside edge, and then I'm checking, the field so carefully everywhere. And I mean, I really go over the coins trying to find us, just a couple issues. If I start finding more than like five or six on a side, I don't even waste time. But if there's less than that, you really have to look and start twirling the coin and changing the light. And
Looking at the luster, the eye appeal, the strike, any little striation or anything else that may be a part of a coin or just maybe a bag mark. But
yeah,
it seems to me that the inconsistent grading lately has been a little too much too often. There are a lot of old OG guys out there that are well known, are getting literally pissed off. I mean, shit, I was scared. They were scaring me.
I have to throw it on my eye appeal meter, see how the eye appeal is.
Yeah, I was thinking about inventing a grading BS meter because I don't know what. Um, I sent foreign a couple about over a month ago. I got them back. One of them I said don't even grade it. Just send it back if it doesn't make 68 or better, because it was pretty much the same as their highest grade they had, their top pop highest grade, and actually it was better because the strike was better, the color was the same, the eye appeal was the same, everything was the same. But mine was actually there was a good 3 or 4 points better than that one, and believe me, I it took me a year to research that. Just kept looking at it and like doing what you said, going over it, and in different uh, light or whatever. And I was convinced that it was better. I wasn't getting my hopes on, especially after what I've been hearing lately. But it came back 67 grade. I didn't have it holder. It was they call it minimum grade. It'll come back minimum grade. It'll have a grade on there, but it won't be holdered and it won't be uh, entered in the database officially. I've got the sticker. It says 67 on it, but I didn't even expect that. I was thinking maybe 66 plus, but you know.
Yeah, and we were just talking about the brown mint states. I love them when you get a really deep chocolate brown with lots of luster. It's like a beautiful coin.
It really seemed above 66 though. I mean, the chocolate brown ones anyway.
Yeah, I unfortunately there always seems to be enough of an issue to keep it from seeing anything higher. But
I've
I,
seen a couple of them 67, but that's rare, and I think those are like teens.
yeah, so and they
Yeah.
glow.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think they're worth a grade. Um, I have a couple of high graded teens. They're not anywhere near that, but I understand. That one was definitely graded right.
So here's a good question for you. Since the brown 67 is so hard to come by, shouldn't it be a lot more valuable than a red?
Well, this, as far as I know, it was worth a crap load of money. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember if it was sold or not. I mean, I'll probably come across again. I'll remember to tell you what the details were. But it was worth quite a bit of money. It was worth more than the red browns, as far as lower grades in red browns and a lot of the mid state reds. You know, except when you get up into over 65, in red, in the teens, you forget it. It's hard to beat that. Unless it's like one of the high mintage ones.
Yeah, I've been really lucky. On Saturday morning, I was going through some rolls that I had boxed them up, and because I've got like 10 full boxes of 100 tubes of penny rolls, the bank rolls, and it takes me a while to circulate back through until they're on top where I can dig out of them. And because I stack them like 3 or 4 boxes high. But I went through one I hadn't been through in a couple of years and found full tube of $100 bills. Had almost a little over $2,000 in it. It's like, oh wow, I totally forgot about this.
You're like squirreling it away, and
perfect timing for me because I've kind of fallen behind on getting my coins graded lately. So that'll get me back to being able to get some graded in front of me and catch back up.
I got a whole buttload. That's another reason why I'm doing consignment. The guy's really cool, and he said if I believe I can do something with you, I'll put the initial grading bill. And I said I'll pay you right after. I mean, I just want to get him in there. But yeah, I got way too much to grade as it is, and I need to kind of like ramp up my my budget. Let's put it that way. As far as everything goes, but I mean my coins especially because I've found so much stuff.
Hey Hector.
Hello and good morning, guys.
How you doing?
Hey.
Well, actually, I woke up just about 20 minutes ago and I can't get back to sleep.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I've been watching you, Hector. This hobby is doing the same thing it does to everybody else, man. A lot of us just stay up.
Yeah. Like my mind's on overdrive, learning all this stuff again.
Well, it's you gotta remember to chill out, every now and then. It's if you don't, then you start going really nuts. But it's taking stride. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, the last couple of days I've been outside. It's been pleasant. This is my favorite time of the year. I was outside in my front yard trimming, cutting, and in the backyard I was doing a lot of just cleaning up that. I never had the motivation to do it today. Yesterday and the day before I did.
Oh. Yeah. This is kind of my favorite time too, especially Halloween. I haven't done too much recently, but this is everything starts chilling out, calming down, and right before holiday season, you get a little respite.
Yeah.
The whole idea of fall and winter, I don't know, just it's always resonated with me.
Yeah. I like it because it starts school and football season starts, and I start picking my team for baseball in January season. And now that this year with the COVID and everything, I can't do that.
Who's your favorite team?
Chicago Bears. Baseball?
Baseball. Yeah.
Well, no, I coach baseball.
Right on.
But my favorite baseball team is San Francisco. Bears for football. Basketball I'm not really into, mostly because it's professional. I rather watch collegiate basketball more.
Yeah, I'm a Rams fan. I'm from LA originally when I was a kid, and kind of the team kind of stuck with me. But I ended up getting a lot of flack from Niners fans.
Supposedly, when I was a little kid, I got infatuated with him because one of my dad's cousins, we used to call an uncle, was a Bears maintenance man on the grounds of Soldier Field.
Oh,
And that's where I got my influence from. Besides, everybody in town, especially everybody in this town, is either a Niner fan or a Raider fan, Rams fan when they were in LA, and San Diego fan when they was the Chargers.
I kind of stuck with them when they moved to St. Louis, and I was ecstatic when a rookie won the Super Bowl, let alone beat the hell out of the Niners. That covered my whole anguish, all the flack that I got from Niners fans, because I won all my money back and then some. And a rookie, the only rookie in NFL to take a Super Bowl, basically.
That have been the thing is, my brother-in-law lives in Honolulu, or he was living outside of Honolulu. He was living near Pearl City, and we would go to the Pro Bowl. I went 3 times, and we stayed with him, and then I think the first time we went was with my father-in-law and three brother-in-laws, and my wife and my kids. And then the second time it was just the kids went by themselves. The year after that, and then the year after that we went, and then the last time we went was 2008, but we haven't been back since. After a while,
I've been over Hawaii, but I've never been on the island.
All right, well, I got some bad news the other day. Guy that I've been storing one of my cars at, my Charger. It burned. My car burned.
Oh no!
It was early 70s Charger. My folks had bought it brand new. I got it from them a couple years after that, and it's been my original car that my little kids all went through and stuff, and it's so frustrating.
Johnny,
At
still
the
beer.
same lot, 2 GTXs, a Super B, a Daytona, and
I know I like.
they all burnt side by side. He had them all together, and such a heartbreak.
That's my favorite, Mopar. Just my Roadrunners. I've had Polara, a Monaco. Those are actually big boat cars, man. But those things I could like stuff 20 people and go to the drive-in and and still have power left over to race people.
Charger had a 440 HP. One of the Super Bs had the 426.
That's what they come with anything else, I don't think.
Yeah, the Daytona, I don't think that one had a Hemi. I think that was another 440 HP. But or the 6-pack. I think it was a 6-pack for that one.
Yeah.
But such a heartbreak. So
I had
I
a 348 with a 6-pack. This is an old Chevy of 58, man. That thing was like a bomber, man. I think we picked it up for $100 from a junkyard.
It's funny you guys say about muscle cars, because when I was in high school in the early to mid 70s, everybody had anything from a 65 Mustang up to a 71, 72 Dodge or Challenger or Barracuda.
Oh yeah. I'm a little younger than you guys. I'm class of '88, but all my friends are all older than me. I was like 12 years old going out to kegers and shit.
I thought you were a lot younger than that, so you're older than I thought you were.
Well, I act a lot younger, that's for sure.
I feel bad. The title is Sorry, Melissa, because she had started a stream for us to hop over to from Scent Hoarders, and we took a little too long, and I guess we upset her. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, well, I think Scent Hoarders in our audience right now.
Yeah, I tried to get him to come up, but I think he's busy.
I missed that notification or something, unless she sent it through something another account. But usually when she posts something, I usually get it.
Yeah, she was only up for about 8 minutes and got a little frustrated and I think quit. Or maybe she ended up with something going on. I don't know. But I feel bad. It's like she was starting up a stream for us so we wouldn't have to, nobody had to start one up.
No.
Because they pulled my account. I don't know. This is actually 1080. So nice to see that it is 1080, which is nice. But I thought it was only $35, but no, if you're paying monthly, it's $45 for it. That's an awful money.
Yeah, that's for something when you're like, doing a lot of business, and StreamYard's, you have more than 6 people up there, I guess. We can do that with the other one too. But I think the big seller they're thinking is a 1080 thing, and I mean really, on phones, that's not really all that much. That doesn't entice me all that much because 1080 is more for like big TVs and stuff like that.
I wish they had 4K abilities, but I'm sure that would cause a lot of issues.
You always get the best of everything anyway. So what am I saying? But sometimes don't get me wrong. I mean, sometimes you do notice the difference, but a lot of people just don't.
Yeah, and from 720 to 1080, that's not a big enough jump to double the money. I'm sorry.
No, not in my book anyway. It's just, I would think in our hobby that it is a good thing because especially for people looking for obscure stuff, it would help. But it just doesn't, it doesn't really, give me, rock me or anything, Now, when they start having like, holograms coming up out, like Star Wars or something like that, okay, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I love 4K movies, and it's a huge difference.
Yeah, I do hear that. I just don't see enough. I just don't see enough of it to really get to differentiate it.
Yeah, and the best way is to download a movie because the streaming ones you get more information by downloading it if it's a true 4K. The 4K stream that they do, like for Amazon, I mean, it's half of what 4K should be.
Well, I like the fact that with when they do upgrade, that like you said, you get more information. You get more like like say behind the scenes or bloopers or whatnot, extra stuff to go with the movie. And everything's all timed together, so you can just hop right back on the movie if you decide to look at the what the big deal was about that scene.
Yeah, I have free aerial antenna on top of my house, and I use a digital analog converter, and then the TV itself is digital and accepts digital frequencies. So I've been watching some of the movies that is broadcast in digital format. I'm not even sure if it's 4K, if it's just high definition 1080p or 1080i. But
Most of
And
the
I-
broadcasts are 720 now, but I mean they've been upgrading, and even 4K's out there too. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
because
just,
now I'm watching the same movies, and I really, unless I really pay attention to, the hues and the colors and the motion inside of the frame itself, I can't tell the difference.
but one innovation I did really notice progress with was when they curved the screen. It just, for some reason, you get a better perspective on of the, like you're there. It reminds me like what 3D should be if they even went farther than that. But the curved screens, for some reason, seem to have more of an appeal to me.
Well, to get the 4K, you got to have a 4K screen. So if you don't have that, you're getting a better signal, but you're not really seeing the 4K.
Yeah, you're not getting the processing. You don't have the processing power, whatever it is that is
Yeah, and
involved.
for 30 grand, you can get the 8K system, and everybody says, "Oh my gosh, it's
Give me
just amazing." But I'm sorry, 30K for a television, I'm just not going to do it.
Well, the human
Not today.
being can only see so much, to a certain extent. There's got to be an end to this somewhere.
Well, it was like an 88-inch screen, so it's not just 8K, it's gigantic.
Oh, well, that's so
So-
they could break all the pixels up even in more. So, and when you're up close to it, you're still seeing the picture instead of pixels.
Well, keep in mind that pixels is per inch, so it doesn't matter how big it gets.
Yeah, that's what she said. Sorry, that's just.
I just got a notification from Sand Hoarder and Melissa. They're still around.
Yeah, I saw Melissa on just now, trying to
Hi,
see if
Melissa.
she could come up. Yeah, it was a heartbreak to get that phone call. And I
Oh,
found
man.
that money right afterwards, so that was kind of
Oh, that was kind of
a
the
little icebreaker, but that was my first car.
So,
oh God.
just out of curiosity, did the insurance say anything about reimburse you for the value of the car?
No, that I didn't have it insured.
Hmm.
I've had it off the road for a while. I was in the middle of a transmission swap. They were really bad on their transmissions, and I played a lot of games with that car. I actually at Sears Point had it up to 160, almost 165 miles an hour, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was a screamer, and it was quick off the line too. It was geared just perfect. It was actually a dealer car that a dealer had set up for Sears Point, and
Oh, okay.
I got really lucky and fell into that one, and yeah, it was a sweet car. And I had a couple Mopars that were just crazy cars. The one was 10 and a half seconds at 132 miles an hour for the quarter mile. And I mean, that knocks you back in your seat and makes it so you can't lean forward. And it's a pretty crazy feeling.
Oh, we got that $100 Chevy up to 160. We could have went faster, but I mean, it was we didn't have the brakes or the suspension to pull that off. I mean, he was crazy just doing that.
Yeah.
It scared the hell out of me. Yeah.
But see, I was at Sears Point, so I could have played games. You know where you need to be able to brake or to go off the track or whatever. But it was pretty crazy, and it did it
My
fairly
friend was
quick.
just nuts. That's all.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Now, and the other one I had, it would have been better in the 8th mile because the quarter mile, the last 25% of the track, I was already hitting red line, so I wasn't getting any more speed from there on. But it was so fast off the line, no motorcycles could take me. And I was racing the Cowie 77750s and the Interceptors that were all souped up. And
You ever ride 1000?
No,
Oh,
that
man.
I
That's the
would have
Mad
had
Max bike. You
fun.
see those bikes on Mad Max on the Mad Max movie. What was his name? Knight Rider or Night Idiot, whatever. That's what he rode.
Yeah, I built a lot of sand rails and stuff. So I mean, we built cars for that, but it's crazy the way things change because the quarter mile was always the big thing, and then I thought, well, how ridiculous to do an eighth mile. That doesn't make any sense. And then I got that car with the 456
Yeah, but
girder,
that's
and
more of
it's
like an
like,
endurance run, I guess, man. 8 miles, jeez.
yeah.
That's something you take out to the salt flats, I guess, huh? And the fastest I've been in a car ever was approximately, it was almost 220, but I was like, we weren't going to push it any farther than that, 210.
What was it?
It was actually a 69 Chevy Camaro, CSS.
Oh my
He,
gosh,
yeah.
that would be scary, big time.
He had it. He had everything modified. He had the full roll cage and everything like that. It was quite the car. He put a 400 small block in it, and I can't see. It's hard to see how he squeezed that much power out of a car like that. But he's a machinist. He built cars like that for a living. So, he knew all the little tricks and whatnot to make these things run right. Because a lot of people out there don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, and the problem is after 160, it's not making it go that fast. It's making it not fly because that's the biggest
that's
issue.
right.
Is lift. Once you get going that speed, lift is so horrible, and those cars aren't meant to be pushing down. So,
Well,
that's
well, we made
a
sure that
major
he had
issue.
all the springs and everything on it. All the air, spoilers and all that stuff. That were functional. And he also had an adjustable. Well, the spoilers were adjustable actually.
Yeah, the car I was in did 185, and it was a D2 Masso Mangusta. A crazy car. It looked like a Lamborghini. It was an
Oh,
awesome car. The guy was an Italian race car driver, and he'd driven me in his Dino Ferrari. He had one of those Datsun 280Z looking Dino Ferraris, and a
yeah, I know
Jaguar,
the
the
guys.
bubble top Jaguar. Oh, I got to go in some really neat cars.
When I
So
used to detail cars, and when I was going to college, I got to drive all the exotic cars. I even got to drive all the. At the time, they were even the CHP. They were dropping their cruisers off, man, and I was one of like two guys out of the whole company that could drive them because I take them back to the CHP station. I pulled my friend over one time. He freaked out, man. He thought he was busted. You're supposed to put the little sign up says not in service or whatnot, and I took it down when I took it down before I left, and I saw him. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pull him over.
do you know what a carbide cannon is?
I know what carbide is. I've never heard the term. No.
Okay, well, if you know the properties of carbide, when you mix it with water, it creates a gas, explosive gas. And as a
Okay.
kid, I had a cannon that was like, probably about 8 inches long. It had a little reservoir for the water and a little screw-on back plate that had a little spoon, and you dip it in a little vial of carbide and pick up enough carbide to fill the spoon. Then you'd put it in
Right.
the back of the cannon, turn it, it would drop it in the water, and then it had an ignition system, and it'd blow a flame about 6 to 8 inches out, and was louder than an M80.
Oh
That's
wow.
what I
Yeah.
was playing with
First
at
I heard of
about
something
8
like that.
years old. And it was so much fun. I lit so many things on fire with that thing. So all my poor GI Joes and all those things were toast. But,
Melissa said she's getting a bite to eat. Melissa said she's getting a bite to eat and she's gonna come up.
Okay. Here's an antique one. This is actually called a Smith
Is that
Big
kid's toy?
Shot, and it's also a carbide cannon. But this thing's like 1.5 feet long. And
that's a kid's toy or what?
yeah, it was a kid's toy. This one shoots a flame out at about 1 foot long. So, and it probably
it was
also
good to
got
be a kid
really
back then.
hot.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've never had anything like that, but I was given like some serious chemistry, and what the hell were people thinking giving their kids stuff like that?
Yeah,
Especially
and
me.
Hey, Majestic.
my Majestic, if you want to come on up. I had
Hey, dude, I'm sending you a package tomorrow.
I had a chemistry set that was ridiculous. It was
Sorry.
well, the first couple ones that I got were the best ones you could get for a kid that was like junior high school age, and I was like 10, 11 years old, and my dad worked at an oil refinery. And so I told him how disappointed I was with the chemistry set, and he brought me caustic materials, acids. I mean, ridiculous
Hey,
stuff I
Heather, what is that?
never had. So he gave me vials of mercury, and I used to play with it in my hands. I, in fact, think that's probably what gave me my bone cancer.
I remember you saying something about that. I was my mother pretty much scolded me hard for messing around with mercury. So I got lucky, I guess, because I would have gone and did the same thing you did.
Oh, it was crazy. I actually took a silver dollar or a $50, a Franklin, and it had stuck in the mercury, and then I weighted it down so it would stay submerged, and because of course the coin would float. And it was really cool because after about a month, it started to pit the silver. And I think what it was doing was taking the 10% out. Or 20%
that's about right.
And leaving the silver. But I had that Franklin. I haven't seen it in a long time. I think I threw it away so my kids wouldn't touch it. But it did crazy stuff to metals, and it was extremely caustic. It was really weird. It was very slow acting, but it was really powerful stuff. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I stayed away from mercury unless it was like in a controlled environment, or there was a controlled environment that I created, because I knew how. Once I was older, I figured out how dangerous it was. Either way.
I want to learn a lot more about mercury ever since I found out that underneath one of the pyramid things in China, there's literally a moat of mercury underground.
Hey, sure.
Well, where I grew up, we had it in the bottom of our creeks, and you could find areas that had just pools of it.
Yeah, it blows my mind. Yeah, there's literally they call it a river of mercury.
Now the scary thing about that is, where did I grow up?
Yeah.
Where all the wines were made, Napa Valley.
Yep, they won't even let people.
That's what people are drinking, is the wines from that.
Yeah, they won't let anybody go any further into them because of it, even if it's pretty screwed up.
Yeah, but even
everything tested. It's so hard now.
The dams and stuff, there's mercury. If you swim down into the bottom of the areas, which you're not supposed to be swimming there, but of course we always did, you could find the mercury just floating at the bottom, in pools.
Well, I bet that's where gold goes too. I mean, it's got to go somewhere eventually. It's the heaviest thing.
Yeah, and I wasn't smart enough to look for the gold at the time, even though I was gold panning, and I knew the things with mercury and gold.
Sometimes the brain just doesn't click.
Well, I as a kid, I was a pretty hard partier. We were drinking pretty hard. And I was a drinker really young. And so when I was out with my friends, it was major party. So.
That's 69 turn.
No, this is a 66 SMS set.
That's 69.
But look at the hairlines on
Okay.
this $half. Look at just how intense the hairline situation is.
Here, let me.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Oops.
I've been researching the
Hey, there you
64
are.
SMS.
These are
I had
all
these-
64
every
SMS,
hairline.
and they're like that all over. I swear.
they should
They don't
be
look
black.
like Caruso. They look like that.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I've
the corner
run
of
into-
the eye was used so much and scrubbed so many times that it basically turned this into like the galaxy, it's the solar system. It's just insane.
Yeah,
I wonder
and I have
if the FGs,
nickels,
they don't have Gs like that.
I don't know. I mean, look,
nickels that look like they're pitted because it's so strong.
where am I in relation to the FG? Hold on, I'm too close.
So, and
Yeah,
tons
there
of
you go.
pennies.
So yes, this is the beginnings of the no FG.
Yeah,
This
I
one
figured
has
as
too much to be. This has too much to be called the no
Yeah,
FG,
yeah,
but it's the
wait.
beginnings of it for sure. No doubt in my mind, because this is the 66. This is the year that has the no
Mhm.
FG.
That's the die. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I buy them constantly because I found the 5 on the cheek when I first started.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah. I'm one of the lucky ones. It's actually on its way to PCGS right now because they put it in the cherry pickers. And even though PCGS is trying to say that they're not going to attribute it still, I don't know of a single FS coin that's not PCGS attributable. I thought FS.
They'll come around because I've seen somebody online that's going balls crazy deep with their 5 on cheek thing. I wonder what Robert's thinking about that one. This guy's got like 4 or 5 of them. They're in really good shape too.
I sent my example to Bill
Is that you?
Fivas personally. Just keep that to yourself.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I sent mine over to the big man because I think if it's got a Fivas Stanton number and it's not going to get accepted, I'm going to hand the coin to Fivas and see what he says about it.
Beavis died, dude. Stanton's alive, but Beavis died last year.
No, Bill Fivas is alive. Bill is the coin club president of the one that.
I thought it was Beavis that died last year. I know one of them died recently.
Stanton's the one who passed away, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Bill's still alive.
I was wrong. Okay, well,
I'm sure
I
that
was wrong. One of the dudes died. Beavis
that's
or Stan, whatever. Yeah,
that's why
that was
cherry
it,
pickers are $500 a piece now.
That's ridiculous.
Well, they're 300 literally. I mean, that's not even like an exaggeration. They're like $310 is the sold listings on eBay for the new cherry pickers that's out
I'm
right
gonna
now.
go get a pirate copy if I have to. I'm not going to pay that much for that.
You just
I'll
have to
pay-
get the online copy and break the rules and print it.
And I
Yeah.
came so close to buying a full 10 sets for my grandkids. I had the money. I had put up the order once and ended up doing something else with the money. And breaks my heart I didn't do it because that would have been a fun one to have given them and let them see, what they were selling for.
Once the hype's all over, they'll go back to regular publishing prices. Those are scalping prices, published prices.
of course.
We're going on 12 months of this pricing. Remember this. They've already come out with the new cherry pickers. The volume 1 of the 6th edition has already come out since these prices have been gouged. And now instead of the volume 5 being ridiculously expensive, the volume 6 is now $300, and the volume 5 is like $150.
That's
And they're going like hotcakes. I noticed that. I figure,
I
but
paid
I figure sooner or later the hype's going to go up.
155.
They're gonna make enough when the hype's gone. That's that goes with it. I'm saying, but this is just a, this is
This will probably be the last. This will be the last variety album from the cherry pickers, like quality, for a while. I think, unless like the
I'm sure. I mean, who's
unless
gonna take
Frederick
over for that?
unless Striker Ridge takes off and like literally takes advantage of this period, the two new cherry
They're gonna
pickers,
have-
the one that came out a few months ago and the one that's coming out next month, they're going to be they're going to hold value because there's not going to be another one out for, I would say, at least 3 years.
Is that because
Well,
the
they pick up
we
the brand
found out-
name because without cherry pickers, the cherry pickers name, it's going to be hard to,
Get
you know.
PCGS to attribute shit. Sorry for the
Yeah.
language, but because
I-
Wiles attributed for NGC. So if it had a NGC number or a Wiles attribution, NGC would go. Sure.
Yeah.
Or no, that was Annex. Wiles is Annex, I think.
Okay, would it also be also because of the fact that they won't find many things that are new varieties to show up or attributions being made
No,
for a while?
PCGS doesn't
Nah,
look for stuff.
there's too much money in that. PCGS isn't that stupid.
Yeah, PCGS doesn't look for things. They refuse to look for new things. So even if you send them something that is something and you mark a variety, if it's not one that they can go, yep, that's it, and match it on spot, they're not going to give it to you. And they'll body bag it, or they'll put it in a case if you allow it, and they'll say, not in our system. This variety, not in our system. Which is super fucked up because it's them admitting that, yes, we looked at your coin, yes, we see it's a variety, yes, it is a variety, no, we're not going to put it on the slab for you. Because why? Because Viva Stanton hasn't put their name behind it, because it has to have an FS number for PCGS to go okay. And now with
Remember
the 5
when
on
we
the
were talking
cheek,
about? Go ahead.
oh no, and now with the 5 on the cheek, PCGS is going, oh, Viva Stanton gives it an FS number. We're still not going to grade that. We're good. We don't value that one, which is boo boo, because they do the Super Bird and they do the Proof 56 Benji with the D in the bell. Why is there a D knit mark anywhere near a Proof coin? They're not even in the same facility. It's a Proof coin that's done in Philly at that point in time.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah,
Is
Super Board to me is no different than the 5 on cheek. I looked at that really close, and you know what it is the
because their story of intent.
Die scratches, the die scratches. They pretty much flow over the the lines in the cheek, and it seems like some of the strikes are better than others. That's what seems to appear is a 5. I don't believe it's any.
Dude, if I had mine here right now and it wasn't actually on its way out to them, because I'm going to have it graded first, and then I'm going to send it back for attribution once they fix this nonsense.
Okay, well, I'm saying it's die scratches. They're just prevalent. That's all.
But no, the 5 on the cheek, it's 5. It's 5. If I had it here, I would love to show it, but it doesn't. You can't even misdrew it for anything. Like, that is the clearest obtruse. It's raised. It's very, very clearly raised, and it is a 5. It is not like a hair that landed in the shape of a 5. No, it is a very distinct straight line to a right angle going down to another right angle that is a hoop. It is to the dot, like the Super Bird. It's just the only thing I think it's missing is the backstory of intent, because the Superman came out on TV.
Oh, well.
They think that the mint worker put the S to promote Superman. Well, what if it was like the 5th anniversary of something? So they decided to put a 5 on the goddamn cheek. Now there's intent. Mark it now.
Well, I just see too many 5s. Like a clash mark is in there, but on some of these coins, and it just doesn't. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced yet. Let's put it that way. It would have to be, it'd have to be, kind of a, I guess you say, scientific way of explaining it, because nobody's ever actually offered that kind of
so for it to be a 5 the way I think about it is for where it's positioned. So for that to be a die, that would have to be the most concaved point inwards of the die. So it couldn't have been any of the surface area. It would have to have been the pit of the die to be the highest point of the coin. How does it? How does that get that? I mean, and it stands up pretty far. It's obtuse or obtruse, pretty high up on that coin on his cheek. Like it's not just like a little barely thing. No, it stands up pretty far. How can it be
Well, I realize
that
that, but the thing
prominent
about it is
and not
not, I
touch
mean,
any of the
not some.
field?
Why is there so few of them? You know, especially when there's so few
Because I
dies
think it was
involved
only
with that.
I think it was only one die, and because it was the high point of the coin and the inner part, it was the first thing to wear down. So I think that
That ended up
variety
down
wore
there.
out. I think that variety wore out before the die did. So that variety in itself did not even last probably half the life of that die before it was pressed down and it was gone. So it's basically like a cameo. It had as many
Yeah, but
strikes
I would, yeah, I
as
see that, but I mean, the guy that's selling them online, that's what he has for cameo versions, and I've noticed that, you know, yeah, it's
there's
usually
never
the
been
first
one graded cameo.
guy
There's
stage
I
that
asked
puts out.
Robert if there's been any of them graded cameo ever by his standard, if he has ever even seen one that could touch cameo, and he said no, which is why I was so proud of mine, because I think mine is, which is
What's
why it's on its way
eBay?
for graded, because there hadn't been one yet.
This guy's selling them for crazy money
Oh no,
on eBay.
there's two on eBay. There's one of them on eBay is Robert, and if you look
I
at
know.
it, he's not doing it to sell. The one that's $2,500.
Oh, yeah, that's just he's just playing with people on that one.
No,
I
no,
know
no. If you
about
go to the
that.
description, he gives you a progress report. He tells you how many he had found, how many of the last couple he had sold went for. Like he has like it's like an updated diary progress report of his information on it. It's super cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you go
I
to the
saw
item
him sell one
description,
last year. I
and
saw him sell one for
there's
$600. Crazy.
yeah,
Or
and then
something
there's
like
one
that.
that the kid found, the kid named Hunter, and it is the top pop at the moment, but it's only graded at a 68. That's it. There's no cameo. It's just a 68. They have it up there for 24,999.
Yeah, that might be him then. I don't know, but
No,
whoever it
no,
was that's online, that's
yeah.
selling on eBay, they got some really high graded versions of it, and there's more than one.
It's just that they're two different people. One is Robert's, and one is one that Robert promoted. He did a video about it. It's like a half-hour video he did 4 months ago.
The seller has more than one for sale.
Oh yeah, there's two. There's one that is Roberts and it's 2,500, but it's not really for sale. He does it for the progress report. And then there's the
I did a lot
2,400.
of Roberts parts I know.
And there's the
Somebody's selling it,
$24,000
selling the
one.
ones they found as far as that goes. I'll double check, but you know, you may be right, but
Yeah.
I'd have to look at it again.
I keep an eye on that variety in particular because I think I have the top pop personally. Like I've been holding an eye on that variety in particular.
Thank you, Lincoln.
I'm gonna pull it up.
So
I was trying to show you
Hey,
guys.
Coin Captain.
So there's
Yeah, go
my,
ahead.
sweet.
Oh, that's it?
there's my car that
Is
burned.
that it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, oh man, too bad.
I just lost my Trans Am too. I just lost my Firebird Trans Am. Where I was storing it no longer became an option, and I had nowhere to put it. So they're like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to sell it then, whatever." I thought, "All right, you do what you got to do, boo boo."
Yeah, I wish that was my problem.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have. I wish that was my problem. I could still own it, and it was just burnt out.
Yeah, but that was my original car. I did everything to that car.
I had a factory original '82 Trans Am.
Yeah, I had redone the. See, I worked at a shop where we redid cars, so I had redone it all, and
I really miss my Datsun.
nice. Hey, Majestic.
Good morning.
I had a Datsun 810. It was basically a sedan body sat on top of a 280ZX frame.
I see. I had a 280ZX turbo.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Four-man Porsche.
I took the automatic out with a 280Z tranny Porsche speed.
The straight inline six with the turbo. Oh god, I love that car.
Oh yeah. I didn't have turbo. It had a fuel injection.
So we rigged it to 13 pounds of boost instead of the 7. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I surprised a lot of people with that one because you didn't expect the Datsun 810 to blow them away.
Dude, if it rains outside, you can drift that thing all the way wherever you want it to be. We could do it sideways. It was beautiful. That was a drifting machine.
My 240Z Datsun, I had it. I bought it in '75. It sold. I bought it for $37.50, I think, and I got $5,900 out of it. After it got wrecked, my insurance bought me on it. I gave them all the paperwork on it, the carburation, clutch, throwout bearing, racing stick. I did the front end, new suspension in the rear, new suspension in the front, put bigger brakes in the front. I did a lot of stuff to it. And my girlfriend took it out for a ride, and boom, no longer exists.
Yeah, but I had I was on the highway, and I went on a highway interchange, and I went down and I thwobbed down and blew out both my back tires. I wasn't even hauling ass; it was just the tires were old. I guess it was a factory original car, but I know I had put newish tires on it. I was in the car I ever got in an actual accident in. Some chick cut me off on the highway in the snow, and I hit my brakes the second she got in front of me, and I slid for like a football field in a straight line and went underneath her PT Cruiser.
I think you're right, sir. There are three actually. There's Roberts. There's two that are straight graded, but it doesn't have it doesn't have the say fiber cheek.
What's the third one priced at? It's new.
2450. 2450. The 2450. That one's priced at 25,000. 24,999.
And there's a third one, right? Or is there just
that the third one? Let's say the first one's Roberts. The second one is 25 grand one, and the third one is the 2450 one. And I'm gonna see who this is.
Yeah, look into that one because that's new. That has not been there very long.
It says it's 1966 SMS Unk details. Oh.
So it's not even graded and they want that much.
Yeah, uncirculated details, but I mean, geez, he's saying it's 5 on cheek,
that sounds like boo boo.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just a little.
You going to work, Jesse?
Is one of the photos actually a photo of it?
I've been stuck in traffic for half.
Variety reference. He put down.
For half an hour. How far you got to go through that?
Majestic?
I only went 2 miles in 46 minutes.
How many more miles you got is the question.
Where the hell are you at?
They have both lanes blocked up over here.
Where's the clear out?
Right there.
Okay, you got eye contact. That's a win.
This might be the same seller. He says this is the second one we picked on.
Hunter
confirmed cherry picker variety. This might be the same kid you're talking about.
I think so, because that was his goal was to personally.
Well, I did think I did hear somebody saying he found another one or had another one.
Yes, that you heard correctly.
So this might be him, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Unk details. This doesn't even have a straight grade. That's boo-boo.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to see it's spelled Rivers Xian. Rivers Xian.
Rivers Crossing. That's crossing.
Rivers Crossing. Okay. It's a little odd way of spelling it. Yeah.
That's a sign lingo. Right.
I see.
All of our mountain road safety rexing.
Hey, Stern.
Yes, Hector.
Take a look at this word, the word G.
Hold on, let me zoom in the phone a bit.
They're telling me there was die deterioration or machine doubling to the worst part.
It depends on what they're looking at. So I don't want to look at the D. I want to look at the G. G seems more. Okay. Never mind. My phone was just zoomed in too far. You're right there. I can't tell based on the clarity because where it would show the best is the top side, and it would be like a little over halfway through that top side of the G right there. You see how it almost looks like the light's making where that crease looks like it is. There's potentially actually a crease there. There's potentially a little split right there.
Turn it upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same seller. They're from Thomasville, Georgia.
You're almost there, but it's looking promising. Like I want to say there's potential here. I mean, I can't say yay to nay.
And I went the first time you showed it, but this one definitely looks different.
Yeah, see, like inside of your O right there, like it's now the bottom of the O. It looks like there's that extra little line right there. That's
like
that's
the
something to
separation
notice.
between the two, like the bottom of
Yeah.
the two O's has a separation, like a space.
Yeah, and then your D looks like there's one, and then one a little cockeyed, and then yeah. So I mean, there's turn your coin, play with your coin at this upside down view a little bit, and have fun with that, and then you can see where your mind sits. Because I do say that yes, your stuff's a little fat, and that G, it from what my brain tells me, depending on year, that yes, and I want to say that you were looking at a '70s coin.
It's a 73.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then if I look at the 70,
Well, look at it upside down as well. If you're oh yeah, you're not. Yes, this is a double die. I told you that. Look at the inside of your 9. That's crazy. Whoever said that was deterioration's high.
inside
Yeah,
the where it loops
the inside of your 9 loop, the 7 tip of the horizontal bar. I'm sure I can find more of it, but right now those are the 2 spots that stand out most prominently.
now look
Top
at
of your 3.
Don't you normally see the die deterioration around the outside edge a little bit at all times?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and it looks like the top of the letters won't exist. It'll just kind of fade into the coin and then into the rim. And yours actually, you can still see the top of your letters of there on the God part, which I can show you coins that have that prominently, and then I'll show you one of the same roll that have that like non-existent.
Yeah.
So
the other thing too is that somebody asked me if this was a proof one,
no,
and I said looking at the rim, it's pretty stout.
no.
And the teeth are
Actually, hold on.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I
Majestic.
thought I was muted.
Sorry.
Here it is.
I got my 87 Morgan back from PCGS. I guess I have an MS.
Sorry about that. I thought I was muted. I had to vacuum up a big bug.
63.
65.
Oh, nice.
I swear I would have went a 66, but I don't know.
PCGS is getting harder and harder. It seems like they
Yeah, and with Morgan, 66
that
is
Bill?
the top one.
Oh,
Yeah.
the coin.
I'm happy with
look,
65.
you see how
Cool.
sharp that rim is right there?
Mhm.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to really show somebody the difference on how sharp a rim is from business to proof. I wish I.
Is it deeper? Is it broader? Or is it sharper?
It's
What?
literally sharper. You can almost cut your finger if you were to rub your finger around the rim bit. It'll almost like cut your finger. It's so sharp. It's not anybody rounded off like a normal coin. It is like you can hold the coin by the rim and not touch the fields of the coin in any way. They stand up pretty high and they're genuinely sharp.
Oh,
Like,
wiring.
Yeah, really, really wiry. You can almost see like an extra line here. Like they stamp one coin 3 times under high pressure. That's how they make a proof. It's one coin.
Yeah, that's like a high
press.
Penny.
Because they want
They
it to
did some
be
high release back in 42 that are kind of like that.
Yeah, and it's because they want a perfect representation of that year's design. So they put it on a stationary placement, and they hit it with the machine that goes, and then it releases it, and then it goes to the next.
Yeah, it was an experimental one. One of the experimentals.
Hey, Michael.
What is that one?
Oh, this is the 73. I was trying to grab the same year Hector was looking at, so I could show him the best reference I could from from what he was looking
Yeah,
at.
as far as
Versus
fruits go, yeah, that's
Yeah, let me see the date.
Yes, sir. Let me get this stats real quick. Here, hold on. I can move this a whole lot closer. You're gonna see some
like the
grumbling for a
70s
moment while I
or
shorten my
late
stand.
60s have really they're hammered hard.
Yeah, they're put under a Kittle would probably give you a whole lot more info on that than I ever could, but they're put under special condition press that hits it harder than normal. But I have seen the video, so I do know that they hit it 3 times. That is something I am sure of. And
Yeah, I've been doubled 73s,
right there.
and Coin Dragon knows a lot about them.
Coin Dragon knows a lot about everything. Frank is a good man to listen to.
Oh yeah,
Frank
Great
and
guy.
Shay. Frank and Shay are the last 2 like real good variety guys I know of left.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's kind of why I gravitated towards them, and Ken especially. At the
I
time,
miss Ken.
you know,
I miss that guy drastically.
I've had communication with Ken for quite some time, but there was a long time that I didn't, and I almost forgot about him until I had seen him on a video again. But I remember when he was running around his apartment or his house with Dixie cups, sorting pennies.
I still have my Dixie cup set up underneath my table.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through them
Hey,
since
man,
that first started, but they're there.
It's a good system, It just when you go through that many pennies, man, you gotta put them somewhere, and it gets
and now
tough.
I've upgraded to the ice cube tray method, but I'm going to turn that into custom wood penny or date slots. I'm going to do it by decade. I'm going to have 80 through 89 and have a little set, and then I'm going to have the 70s, and I'm going to have them custom wood, and I'm going to slot them out and drill them out, and then I'm going to finish them.
Oh yeah, okay. I see. I use those little bolts and screws drawers. The ones you can get one that has like a 10 little plastic drawers you can go in and out of. So that's what I used at first, and now I haven't done any coin roll hunting other than $half recently.
See, now the best thing for me is using paper plates, the coated paper plates, because I don't have to stack anything. Everything stays flat and separated. And then I can stack plate after plate after plate. Of course, I get a little carried away sometimes and get them a little top heavy, but it's nice. I can keep my dates separated, my mints separated.
Well, I have these in abundance as well, so I have countless sizes and all the way up to. This is probably just 1980 in here, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't stack these ones though.
Oh yeah,
I've been purchasing my 1980.
So this is literally just
everything that's not a variety or a high grade.
Yep.
It's just,
I was right. This is just a jar of 1980. I have one of these for 81. I have probably 3 of these for 82. But I got an OBW roll of 80s from Scent Order, and I pulled out one of the high quality, high sought after RPMs in there, and I found a DDO or 2, or a couple, to be honest. He didn't believe me. He didn't listen to me. And then somebody else buys a roll and then goes through it and then finds it and tells them. And he's like, dude, did you know that my 81 rolls have RPM? I was like, yeah, I told you this like 2 weeks ago. I told you to up the price on those.
I think that's why Rich is afraid to sell his. He's afraid somebody's going to find it before he does.
I told him, because he tells me to find stuff. Like, he sent me a few pages of proof coins back in the day just to search for them originally. So I did. Found stuff. Told him, I was like, do you want me to send it back to you? He says no. I was like, well, this is the whole point.
Yeah, so, Robert does that too. Yeah, he gets he gets giddy when you find something from him.
Yeah, but I think it's because I find stuff a lot, and like I've heard more than one person say that every coin I touch ends up with a variety, which is shenane. It's just every coin that you guys see me touch.
Oh, Rich, you got to present yourself. I like old coins like that.
It has passed the first test, so you're allowed to see it because it has something.
What in the
heck? I can't wait till I get like a regular setup like you guys, because I can present it and basically show, hey, this is what it is. It's not easy to do that.
No, it
Say
took
you
me a
have
very long
something.
time.
Yeah.
I have a generic laptop that I bought from a pawn shop, the cheapest one they own, and I have that with an HDMI cord ran to my TV, so I can actually have a quality monitor.
Well, that's,
And then I have a
in English, right?
Whatever works. As long as you're able to see those things, and
and then I have a
know that you
$40
have them.
microscope.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Well, it's got 8 on it. I can read that. Is there anything else that identifies it besides the English lion? That's an English lion, though. Oh, it's Vel. VELL.
It's a date. No.
No,
You said E. Okay. Mine.
well, that's royalty seal right there. There is a king's, and also that's a walking
Yeah.
lion.
I don't know anything about those. My coin dealer knows all about that stuff. I got a guy that knows everything about that old ancients, man. He's from Italy, man. He's a trippy guy, but yeah. I don't know anything about that. So what is that?
Well, I gave it to my grandson, and he calls it his pirate coin. But
Kind of reminds me.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I forget what it is. It's a long time ago when I bought it.
Well, it's definitely like
Because of the shape, I told him, yeah,
a couple.
if you found a treasure chest in the ocean out of one of the old ships, this is probably what a lot of the coins would look like.
That's before pirates, though,
That's
because
yeah, but that is like either early before or after Christ or before. That's old.
I mean, I don't know if you can say there's a time before pirates. I'm pretty sure that there's always been a effing pirate theme.
no. What I'm saying is he's calling it a pirate coin.
Yeah, and I don't think it's that old.
No,
I think
yeah.
600.
Oh, you think it's younger than
I
that?
think it's 1400s, 1500s.
Yeah, that's before the pirates. Pirates were raiding Spanish ships, and the oldest mint in the Western Hemisphere was in 1535.
Yeah, but there was like Roman pirates.
Well, yeah, off the coast of Europe, yeah, but that would.
I mean, there was Viking pirate. Vikings legitimately are pirates. They're just
they're all pirates, man. Pretty much.
Yeah, even the military ships were pirates.
Yeah, pirates. We're 70% water here on we're all pirates.
Hector referred to the old school like Blackbeard and stuff like that.
Rich, you just picked us up. I want to see
the old famous pirates.
Which one is that? 67?
Yeah, I like that eagle.
That's the verse right there. And that's the reverse.
Chilean and Mexican coins all the time.
I recently just got one. I sold one on Instagram a while back, but I was kind of disappointed that I sold it. So I'm really glad that I came across this one at the coin show.
Oh yeah, I've got that one.
Nice.
Real proof, like.
Is that 88?
68.
68. Yeah, so this one's they're silver. They're 88, what, 90%?
That's not a scratch in the coin. That's got to be in the plastic.
No, that's I have it in a broken flip or a broken case. The coin is actually immaculately better condition than this is showing you guys what I'm about to take there.
Now, if I remember correctly, that's the coin that there's a couple varieties, and it's the Olympic rings where the bottom of them level out is the 2 varieties. Because that's the far spread, and then there's one that they're closer together all at the bottom.
And is that one more valuable?
Let me see. I think I have mine right here.
The 68 25 pesos that you pulled up a while ago, it's 72% silver.
And then there's the parental advisory coin here.
And, where's that from?
Cook Islands,
Yeah, now.
1978. It's an alien showing
I'm
us
surprised
pee-pee.
you actually put that on a royal coin.
Yeah, it's an alien showing us pee-pee. For an actual currency, this is an actual denomination coin. That was legit their coin.
I don't think the queen was awake when she signed that off.
I mean, I want to know the story behind that weird alien with. He's got 2 sets of lips too. It's super weird. Check it out. Oh, that's cool.
Oh no, these all look pretty similar. So it's supposed to be where these end up on the bottom.
Oh,
There's
where it's more
two
like a
varieties.
it's more like a line of chain, less than or more like a chain link than
Yeah.
the Olympic.
So Michael had them in, I believe, a capital plastic holder showing the different varieties.
Nice.
Yeah, with a few others. These are nice. I like these.
So do I. They're really nice.
I've been picking up a lot of new stuff out of mint sets, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite
new,
things.
I got a new, a totally BU gem. What was it? The 97 DDO, the ear variety. I yanked out.
Oh, that can be found in mint sets.
95
Cool, thank you.
Denver DDO. It's weird.
Keep note. Thank you for telling me all this stuff. Thank you. Let me get a pen. So
Tombstone.
the things that can be found in mint sets, a lot of times they take the first bin out of the roll into the mint set room. So like everything, every mint set or like a handful of mint sets available will have it. So
Well,
this is
I believe I'm going to say that's true because I pulled another 95 DDO or 95D DDO out of. I bought one and I went back and got the other one when I found out that I'd gotten the first one, and
so 97
had one in.
eared,
Yeah,
95 DDO.
Yeah, one,
what else?
Yeah, the episode 3. What else did I? I'm thinking here, but let me think about. Oh, I in the mint sets, 1970 mint sets. I know I passed it up.
That's not the RPM 001.
It was a 70D DDR, I think, or was it DDR or DDO?
No, the 1970S is the RPM 001 comes from the mint set. I can contest to that one because that's where I pulled mine.
Okay.
I'm for sure that one. The RPM 001.
No, this is a quarter. This was the quarter.
Oh, cool.
This was the quarter.
I was that quarter then. Yeah, the mint set has the RPM for the Lincoln.
Okay.
That's like the only place to find the RPM for the Lincoln, the RPM 001. It says in the Konica master listing, it tells you can be found in mint set because that's basically the only way you're going to find it.
Yeah, it says that about some.
That dude
I
looks
noticed
like
that,
a guy from a cartoon
I used to have one of those.
I had a couple of them. They're pretty cool.
Is that a Cook Island?
Oh no, that's the different one. Wait a second. No, yeah, that's the one because they don't have a denomination on them. They're supposed to be pound coins, but there's no denomination.
Oh, sure.
Okay, I just bought a unopened 1980 set, and there's 5
from set order.
Yeah, and there's 5 in the box.
You bought the 5-pack? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look for the double die, the FS101 penny. What else is there?
On the 1980,
I have this here. completely sealed
Oh.
1964 proof set.
If you get a full bands 1980 Peter D out of there, you're set, dude. Because those things.
There's only 4.
The highest graded one that I know of. There's like I think the highest graded Philadelphia is like only a 64 full band.
There's only 4 in
you know,
existence.
Yeah,
Like, according to CoinFacts, there's only been
the hardest one to get.
2.
Yeah, and the 80D is just as hard, almost as hard. You know,
Yeah, no,
it's got
there's
more,
been
but
2
I mean,
for each. There's been 2 from Philly graded
Oh, really?
and 2
Okay.
from Denver graded. The 2 from Philly, I think, are different grades, and the 2 from Denver are the same grade. But there's only been 4 full bands from 1980 ever attributed, according to CoinFacts. That's NGC, that's
think that's-
PCGS.
yeah, that's-
4 bands of what?
yeah, I think that's like the lowest population of them all. You know, as far as
Yeah,
full bands go, and
4
Yeah.
bands on what coin?
Well, the only one that can have
The
full band
1980.
sector would be the dime.
You mean on the Roosevelt dime?
yeah,
It's the only coin that has the full bands designation.
he's gonna rip them apart now.
Yeah, there's literally, I told Sarah that too. I was there's only 4 coins that have ever touched a full bands designation according to PCGS for the year 1980, and that is both mints respectively.
Dude, I found what I think
Who's
is
that,
full
Colorado
bands
coin?
one in my dealer's slot machine, and I don't know what the hell I did with it. Yeah, I mean, I'm always finding coins that I'd stash, but you know, oh man, that's one that I'm kicking myself in the butt for.
I keep 3-ring binders now. I like them because I don't have to pick them up and down and rub the mylars in order to look at them again.
Yeah,
And as long as I don't go thwapping the pages up and down and back and forth all the time, all hard, and hearing the ting, I'm good. And that way I can have like a foreign album. I have a 1970S album. I have an album for 1970S. It's a full binder. It's got like 15 or 20
together.
pages.
That's the year I was born.
Yeah, 1970S is my favorite year to search.
I
I
found out.
I'm looking for 89 Denver rolls because it's my birth year.
71 STDO. I didn't realize that they were that, you know, they went for that much, but I just got, and it was from the same dealer. I mean, he gets some like, sorry, he gets some, you know, he buys them in bulk and stuff, and he lets me go through them. You know, sometimes I don't even go through them. I just, you know, grab them up, you know, because I get a good deal, and I just, you know, auction them off.
Oh, I buy
sure
every
like auction off.
Every proof set that is 1970, I have bought in the surrounding 7 or 8 LCSs, and I do that consistently. Every time I go around, I do my check, and if they have a 70 proof set, I buy it immediately on the spot.
I just recently started checking my 70 and buying them all up.
I buy every single one, and I will never stop doing that. It's my favorite year to search. It was my first double die I ever found was the Kennedy FS 101 on the proof set.
Really?
It's a super strong double die. It's in the Japers guide. Watch, I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
It's this one right here.
I got one. The O is like really like trippy. It's like it like looks like it gets all anorexic on top and the bottom, and you know,
No,
twisted.
what shows the easiest, I guess, would be the S. Shows like ridiculous strong, but it's tripled really because you can see it in the 7, you can see it in the E of Liberty, but the S in Trust, it's like it's impossible to miss how strong the split is right in the half of the bottom of it.
Let's see, where is it?
Like it's almost like the 74D noticeable.
No way, no way. It's not that bad. I mean,
I'm telling you,
that's
watch
cool.
Rich hit the button real quick, and we just so I can show him this page and then go back onto your beautiful coins.
You know, I'm looking at the nickels.
This is the FS 101 for the 70 proof set.
You're talking about the Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kennedy. Oh wait, it says right here. Kennedy.
Yeah,
the FS
you were
101,
saying the S and Trust.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's the one I have. I have
Yeah,
that
that's
exact
making
one in
that
my hand right now.
Yeah, and that's a $150 coin.
Yeah.
That was the first double
Cool.
die I ever found. That was the first one I ever found right there.
Yeah, mine's still in the case though. Mine's still in the
Mine-
case.
mine- Good job. You're the only other person I've ever talked to. You know, there's less than 30 of those known to exist. There's less of those than the 69S proof,
Kidding me.
or the 69 double die. Sorry.
Kidding me.
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
this
36
one
of
looks
the
like it has-
69s known, and there's only
This
like
one looks like it has a small date double die too.
I don't think it was the small date in mine, so that would be super uber lucky.
I don't know. Just sometimes they freak me out. I mean, but this is definitely a small date. But the doubling on the Liberty.
I have
is a little bit,
two small date double dies actually.
Yeah, it's definitely a small date because when I look at it
This
from
is
another direction, it goes back.
Nope,
But
that's
when
not
when you're looking head on and doubling on, it's pretty weird.
Well, I think because I bought both of my small dates at the same place from a dealer who thought he was being smart by rushing me out the door without letting me open up the sets to look at them. Little did he know he was selling me two small date proof sets for $10 a piece. Ha 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 ha. Karma bit you right in the ass that day because I got to my car and looked at one and I was like,
sold, I was an idiot. I knew what I was doing, but I sold two small date proof sets for 35 each.
see, and I've seen two now sell for that exact price, which blows my mind because that's an $80 set. That's an $80 coin.
I know. But I got them way cheaper than that. I got them for less than what you buy. If you're paying for a large date. So
That's what I got mine for.
Hey, and plus I'm not well established yet. So, but I did guarantee them. I said they are what they are. I know exactly what they are. You can't miss it.
Oh, see, this is my winner. I have a small date double die and a deep cameo. This one is actually she's going to be sending out here soon.
That's hard to get. That's hard to get.
So, yeah, she is no doubt a decam, like no doubt a decam. I mean, she is the frostiest of frosty, and then she is no doubt a small date with some notching, some splitting, and some thickness.
Yeah, that's.
And then I'll zoom into the L to show you where I'm like, this is how I'm absolutely positive of the double die. Is the
That's
L
what
right
fakes you out.
here.
I think it's large days because the doubling is thicker. It's making it
The
thicker.
Chiga,
Oh yeah, the little side. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was trying to remember. What you told me about that.
and then I mean it's everywhere. It's fat and split all over the
Oh
place.
yeah,
She's got a good old.
yeah, totally. That's it. This is it then. Mine totally has it.
Yeah, this is an expensive coin right here.
Yeah, mine's it can't. Yeah, it's got the double die Kennedy in it with it too. Mine's not quite. It looks may do cameo, but it's not quite as good as yours. But it came with a double die Kennedy, so hey, what the hell? I'm
I
gonna
don't
see
know.
if I
I
can.
don't think I can use double die. Let's look. I'm here right anyway. It's still in the set. Let's zoom out for orientation. That's not too good.
I can't wait to get pictures of this.
No,
I also pulled a long time ago. I pulled a 70S dime out one time, and it was way underweight. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was definitely around what is it? Like 1.9.
So yes, I have a double die, but no, it's not the kick-ass one of the FS 101, because that's just the S is like it's way strong on the S, but I do have splitting here. There's a little one here. I bet I can find.
No, that's the
Go
one I
ahead and
have.
use
I'm
it.
pretty sure.
Yeah, so if you have this one, then yeah, you have a double die, but it's not the 101 because that split right here, it really is as cut and dry as the book shows. It is. There's no difference for like it is literally you can see that line going through it clear as day all the way up and through.
I see. Okay, hold on a second.
There
I
is
don't think
there.
mine's like
This
that.
is what stands out.
Mine's exactly like yours.
This end
wait a
piece on the
second.
101 is that potent. There is no fading there. So this one's not the 101, but yes,
Yep.
yes on the double die. So if you look at your I in, you will see. I don't know why this is here,
Oh,
but it's on
all
every
right.
small date I've ever looked at, or every small date proof set. The Kennedy has this weird die clash on it. So on the eye, look at that 3-ish thing on the eye.
Oh, let me see.
This is how I know I'm looking at a small date set. If I look at the Kennedy and it has this, I know I'm looking at a small date. It's that consistent.
Really?
That's on everyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, my loop's not doing it right now.
Okay. So yeah, look
Okay.
into that one because that one's pretty fun.
Yeah,
What
it's.
else?
I'm sure it's the same thing you got there. I mean, as far as I have to get underneath the scope. I haven't looked at it under the scope yet, really. The 71 I did. I know that is what it is.
Did you know that they use 2 different dyes for the 71? So they used this one.
Not aware of that. I wasn't aware
So-
that they used 2 different dyes. No.
Yeah, 2 different dye, obverse dye. So yes, this is doubled. But if we pay attention to here, not the doubling, just the shape in general. I'm gonna eyeball
Yeah.
the other sets I have. Cool,
Nice
I did
little
get
slitting
lucky.
on the.
So yeah, this one is a double dye, but then they used this one as well. So that was a 71 set. This is also a 71 set.
It's like the one
Look
they
at-
used. That's like my 71D double dye. The way the eye is on
look at-
the bottom there.
Look at this. Look at how horizontal that serif gets on the bottom.
my-
I'm gonna turn up some lights here. So you see how
I mean,
far it protrudes out to the left on the
uh-huh,
serifs.
Yeah.
Now I'll go back to the other one, which is right here. And look how there's no protrusion.
Yeah, the FS101 71D is like that
They
one, and the other
use-
one with the serifs is 102.
Yeah, they use a different dye pairing. So this is dye marriage, whatever, and they use every letter is like it. This one just where it's how I noticed. So it uses rounder devices, and then the other one, which is also
Yeah.
a proof, which I thought was specifically business strike there for a while. It's more choppy. It's more.
Yeah, the top of it looks like something evil staring at you. When I got a close look at the top of the 71, it's like that thing's
there we
staring
go.
at me like with evil eyes.
So yeah, we have ones that are like this, where it's more like tagging, really fa-ching, really sharp in
Yeah.
some spots, and the lettering is like has a really extra stuff to it. And then they decided no,
So they basically use the same dyes for both Business Strike and Fruits. It looks like.
I'm thinking so because they change. They most certainly do not stay the same.
Well, it's the same characteristics. That's for damn sure. That's why
But
as
they
far as the
don't-
double
they
dye
don't-
goes.
They make note of it, but what they make note of in Variety Vista, which is like the only place other than like Errorref that you can find reference to any of this kind of information, they reference the R.
Yeah.
So they say that there's it's like this how they say the dye differences. One has this kind of R, and one has a different kind of R, kind of like the peg leg.
Yeah.
So there was
yeah.
that R, and then we look at this R. Okay, so yeah, they're different R's as well. So there's this one that has no little under thing, and then there's this
gotcha.
one which has. Yeah, I think that's how they.
Which one is that?
So this one is.
That's a little vague though. I mean, it doesn't look too different. You know, it's kind of
No, and that's
it's a little bit
literally the
faded
only
compared to the
information
other
they
one.
get. So that's I call that one the smooth, and I call this one the jagged. So that one's just smooth and no serif, and the R.
Yeah, but I mean, the way I described it, are they? Is that,
Yeah, that
is that
isn't
the
a
same
huge
too?
change. That isn't a big enough change for that to be the only thing they reference. Like they don't take notice of any of the serif changes or any of it. Which
Yeah, because
both
that's the biggest indicator between both my double dyes.
and they are both double
there's-
dyes.
They have
This
one with serifs and one without.
Yeah, and this one is also a double dye because the one with serifs, it does this when it doubles.
That's always a double dye.
No,
Double dye.
it won't have this. And I'll turn down the light so this stands out a little bit more.
It's true.
It
It kind of looks
also-
tripled when you look when you're looking at it. And the way that the top of it, like, you know, it looks like something evil staring at you. That's a definite indicator.
Yeah, it definitely doubles. Here's the big chunk where it shows the most. And then
Yeah.
this whole leg is an extra hump. Then I think I want to say the
Yeah, usually the end on the left side of the leg is it's got like the double. I mean, it looks like it's doubled. I mean, the Sarah.
yeah.
You
we
usually
got
don't
some
find those on
doubling
the other one.
Then we got the doubling on the R.
Yeah, it's on the 101. It's thicker on the S and the T too. It's
So I
way
don't
thick
know
on
which
the
one
T.
this is because this is a proof as well. So that proof is that kind of double,
It's flatter.
and then the other doubling. What does the rest of that one look like? So and that one's doubled, well, kind of the same way, except more focused towards the bottom of the R.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if turning out my light makes it easier to see through my phone. So when I look at it personally, it's one thing. And when I look at it through what you guys can see, it's not as awesome. That's a little better.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, it doubles there.
Yeah, usually when you look at it from a distance, certain distances, you know, they kind of tend to change. You got to look at it the way you see it in a picture, you know, that kind of distance, so you can get a perspective.
So this one doubles. It's a decent one. I don't know the prices on either one of them, and I know out of the 6 of them in the Cherry Picker's Guide, I think only one of them I have.
Well,
and I don't remember.
there's like 3 of them. There's at least 3 of them on the 71S. As far
Oh,
as
no, there's,
that are graded.
Well, there's more than that. That's why I buy 71. So there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's only 3 now? No, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. There's 4.
In PCGS, I was looking. That's what I looked at.
And then there's that's how I'm an odds. I analyze everything. I'm analytical. It's how I roll. I buy things in bulk based on the odds in which I can find something. The 71 proof sets. There is 4 varieties for the Lincoln that can be PCGS attributed. There is 4 varieties for the Kennedy. There's 2 varieties for the quarter. There's a couple varieties for the dime, and there's like 1 or 2 for the nickel. It was the odds that were highly stacked.
Well, you know,
sets.
I can attest to that. I can attest to that because the one I've been, like I said, I've been doing the same thing lately, and I have at least one of the Kennedy double dies, and I found a couple of the more minor 71 pennies.
We have here a sealed 64 set.
I want that. I want that big boy. You know, I think it's the FS 102. You know, where it's doubled up all over the eye.
No steam treatment, Rich. I actually found one. I found one because I found it at an estate sale where the dude didn't care, and I know this because on top of this was a 67 SMS set with no box with a deep cameo Kennedy in it. And I know this because that coin is on its way to PCGS currently as well, and that was the deepest cameo 67 I've ever seen. And
good luck on that one.
And mind you, I say that owning this book.
I just pulled out a 67 double die business strike from a box, dude. It was nicely toned too. I couldn't believe it.
Michael, the coin I send is almost this coin. I'm telling you, I think it has the birthmark cameo.
That's crazy, dude. They don't. There are so many that are crap. They're all crap. You know, that's awesome.
I've looked through hundreds, my friend.
I've never seen it happen like that.
I couldn't believe it, and it was in an estate sale in his coin display case on the top of all the other SMS and proof sets, upside down with no box, and it was just that frosty eagle stare at me. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, you saw that and said, I want it.
was like, "Can I see that?" And she handed it to me, and I was like, "Yep, put that in my file now." And then the next thing I looked at was this. I think this was the one right below it.
It's still a
Yeah,
trail
this
of
was
dust, cloud behind you, huh?
This was the set below it. My first unicorn nickel.
Now, why do you say that?
Do you see this color?
Yeah, I've had one like that before. That's what That's why I'm asking.
Because these are rare. This is the first one I've ever seen in person. That I actually got that sweet cotton candy out of the nickel.
I found mine in one of those. I think it was a European grading company or something. It was in a yellow. It had a yellow tag on it, and it was. I was buying those things left and right a few years ago. I don't even see them anymore. And it had one of those in it. And if it hadn't been for this gouge or something in NQ's gouge in it, it would have had full steps. That really pissed me off.
Oh, proof coins don't matter for steps, unfortunately, and I wish that wasn't a thing.
Oh no, SMS.
No,
It was an SMS.
They don't count SMS for. They don't count those either, which is bogus.
I know they don't.
Because you can't
but
find a
I don't know if
60.
it was an SMS. To tell you the truth.
Because even if you can't find me a 65 SMS set with full steps. I dare you. It's impossible.
What? You kidding me?
I can't find a 65 SMS set that has a full step nickel. If you can find one, I will pay you money because I don't think they exist.
Shut up! I'm keeping it now. No, I don't know if mine are. I got a few of them. I like you. I just figured fucking. It goes without saying. So I didn't really go over the steps on those. But they were pretty sharp. They were pretty sharp.
I still judge. I judge all my SMS sets based on the bands of the dime, and the steps of the nickel still, because even if you have a set, they very small percentage of the SMSs have those two things. Very small, because they didn't treat the proof. They didn't treat them like proof dies. They took a little extra care in the beginning. So the first couple coins are beautiful. They're well kept. They're proof like. Every coin after that. That is a business strike die to them. Basically, they give no Fs, and that's basically the difference. Is they don't keep up on the upkeep needed to be considered proof. Every time the finish wears down, they would screw with a proof die. When the SMS original one went bad, they stamped it until it went business strike bad. So yeah, they don't have full steps. They should count those because of that factor. Oh, the whole time I'm trying to do this.
I've been old steps in the 70s, early 70s ones, man. I grabbed those up, man, because I realized the 70s are just horrible.
I have a completed Dansko Jefferson album, and I got full steps on, I would say, 75% of it, which is I got most of it with a trade from Sale Hoarder, but I've replaced out all the ones I've had too. And it's an impressive album, man.
Right now I'm on PCGS and I'm looking at 1965
Great.
with MS66 full steps, 40 grand for 65.
That's an SMS or business strike.
I don't think they count SMS, so
That's
that would have to be business strike if they're.
This is under.
It's MS.
It has to be business.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
because they don't count the SMS yet. It would be an SP, but they should because of that reason.
Well,
every single one of them they grade doesn't have steps. I would imagine they should start.
Because I can show you a handful of 66s, and I think one of them might have a full step on her.
Well, I've got
a couple with full steps.
Rich is going to go.
The 66s are more prevalent. The 67s are pretty hard, actually.
Yeah.
The 65s are pretty.
Yeah, you're right about that. We're talking about the special.
I have half a roll that were 65 with near full steps, and a couple of them had full steps. And I sent them in to PCGS, and they say they're special mint sets, but I'm very positive that they weren't because they came out of one of my bankrolls.
So, yeah,
And Michael Kittle had said that there was some kind of issue or confusion with that particular year with the full steps and the business
how are
drive.
you going to get a roll of SMS coin anyway, especially
Yeah.
Your Mickey Mouse.
They
and-
could have dumped a bunch of SMS into their bankrolls. That's a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't rule that out. I mean, I've seen some 1970 pennies and 1969 pennies. They totally have proof strikes, but they're not actually proof coins. You know, as far as the details and everything. But the planchets that were struck are definitely proof planchets.
Oh, I already know. They do designate proof like now. PL is really a thing across the board. You can get a PL on anything. I've seen a PL peace dollar.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them myself, different ones in there, and they just pretty much ramped up their list on that too. PCGS did, I think.
It was in a PCGS lab. Yeah, the PL peace dollar I saw. I don't know how much the dude was going to try to ask, but I know it was something outrageous. It had to have been because I've never seen one.
Now I got some PL 1940s and 1940 and 1942. They're like total proof life.
Here's one of them.
I got my 42D back at full steps. That was cool. I knew it would make it. You know. Those 50s nickels that that grab you by the boo boo.
No, it's the 70s. If you can get a 70 or 71, or,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't
That's
know if
another
71 or I don't know if 1970 has a full steps designated to it right now.
I believe they do. I have a 71D. I haven't graded it yet. I'm just holding on to it.
The 70.
But
the
Philadelphia. Oh, the 70.
So that-
Yeah, that's just.
I
That's
think the
hard.
70
I
is
mean,
the hardest to get.
even the mint set. They're all. It's a crap.
Well, because I think the 70 was the year that at one point they had one, but then they took it away for some reason. And I think whoever had the full step designation went for a regrade and didn't get the full steps on the regrade.
Oh.
That's all I can think about because when they talk about it, they even say that there was a full steps designated for a while.
Knowing.
And then there wasn't.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
so see, this one has full steps.
Yeah, I would say yes to that.
I'm not getting it to show up. Yeah, they are definitely there.
No, that looks all right. I mean, from here.
And I don't see how they can say that's
I
a special mint coin because especially with the nickels, it is.
Yeah.
I call Shanae.
And that's why Michael
yeah.
said to take a bunch of them in at the same
That doesn't look
time.
like
Hey, that's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
send in 20 of them.
Yeah,
me and
because I've
Kittle-
got 20 of them. I got the full roll.
So me and Kittle are on
that
the same
doesn't look
page
like
there.
a structure.
But now
I mean,
you
the
realize
reverse
what
anyway.
this coin. And you realize what this coin is if it's a business strike, right?
Oh yeah, that's a $15,000 coin roughly.
More.
Well, I wouldn't say. Well, if it's a 65,
Well, 65, yeah.
so the 66 will probably receive 30 roughly, realistically.
Look really quick here.
I don't know. 65 is kind of confusing. However, I did pull a DDR out of one. It's Kennedy. It's an 801.
So yeah, 65 is 10 grand, 66 is 40.
Yeah,
I have a 65 and a 66 that I got graded.
I think I picked myself a couple $100 Indian.
very frustrating.
I'm looking
I got
at
a double strike 65 again.
You mean to tell me that people pull out a special mint set, let's say for this nickel, I'm looking at right now a 67 SMS, deep cameo, and grade 68, it's $5,000, $500.
For which one?
Yeah.
For the 1967 SMS deep cameo,
Yeah. They just
and then the 66 SMS deep cameo is $6,500.
No, they're
Yeah,
extremely hard. You know what? The 65, I found like 3 cameos at least. There are cameos at least. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like there's more 65 cameos than there are on the other ones. That just bugs me.
they just didn't do a very good job on the special mint sets.
Well, according to PCGS,
They cut corners.
Special mint set,
That thing.
$4,500 at 67, but a 65 SMS at Cameo is $3,200 at 68.
Oh, look at that. That 1904 is just awesome.
She's a stunner.
That's like the Bo Derek of like Indian headsets, man.
Dude, she's a
It's awesome.
stunner. And
Yeah.
she's not the best one I got that day. This is the best one I got that day. I thought this was the one I was looking at until I saw the date.
You sleep with your coins, don't you?
Oh, every night, bro.
What's better?
Oh, that's See, when they're that color too, they freak me out because I have to weigh them, because that's the year that they found gold coins in. They're 4.1 grams or 4.18.
Oh, look at that
That's
repunch
nicely
date.
toned.
You can already see.
Nice diamonds.
Yeah, this is I realistically, I think this is an MS65 red.
Oh,
And
easy.
I say that as
That's
reluctantly as I say that because I
better
really
than that
want to say
on a.
I want to say
That's-
it's a
yeah, when it comes up that color, that's just I mean,
But it's
I
got
don't
a
know,
pretty
man. Something about the
big
color.
scratch on its
That's why I think 65 because I looked at the
It has
65
that brass
reds.
look to it.
I
has
looked
that
at all the
brass look to
65 reds. Oh, it does. It does have that brass look.
And
this little
I
spot-
would lay odds in that it is more brass than it is copper. I mean,
This little spot right here was not this color until I took it out of the flip that I found it in. This
well,
color
see, that's what
happened.
I was just researching brass pennies from the 40s this afternoon, because
So that happened.
I'm sure one of mine is.
That happened with the air time it spent in the little amount of time it took for me to get it out of this flip and into the next one. That
Really?
color
Yeah.
happened in that amount of time because this was one solid, looked like minted yesterday coin until I opened it, and then that color started.
Yeah, and the brass coloring will it's like it'll be in splotches, in different spots.
I was like, but this is like, it almost looks PL only because I think it was such a fresh strike on the die that her face has different texture than the coin even almost. It's so new. But it's also
Yeah,
double.
one of the pennies that I have, it's a wheat cent though, and it looks like there's like brass flecks on top of the toning, like the pink toning's underneath the brass.
Okay, I almost want to say this
Yeah,
is
like,
cleaned, but I
like-
don't think it's cleaned. I think this.
No, it's not clean.
I think
that's
that's from
not
the. I think it's an overdate. Yeah, I don't think this is from cleaning because it catches me off guard. But I genuinely
No, the lines run through the devices like they flow through it. They're not interrupted like you would see with a clean one.
And I've seen some of the color changes due to being kept with nickels and other coins. Sometimes you see a really odd color change.
And then there was the last one I'm going to show.
And certain years too, they go together, with the color changes. You see
One
different
is
colors,
this.
but only in 1 year.
One is this Choice AU 1907. Hold on. We're going to get this right. Because she turns a beautiful shade of purple.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Wow, that kind of looks like the color on one of my 48s. One of my 48 Philadelphias.
And then if I can find it really quick, like so I don't have to reach up, I think I'm pretty sure I pulled a proof.
What?
I
Approved?
cherry picked a proof at the coin shop. A proof Indian. I was trying to figure out what page it's on. It's only on one of like 3 pages right here.
I got a question for you guys. I'm reading on some Kennedy half dollars. On a 64 Kennedy half dollar special mint set. And there's another one that's 98 S special mint set.
That's a 65. That's not a 64.
No, 64. I said 64 special mint set. The mint,
Yeah, but you
They
showed me a 65 coin.
Yeah, there is a 64 special mint set.
They minted 12 of them.
I know all about it, dude. I researched them to no end.
what
Yeah,
about the 98S?
Huh?
There's a 98S special mint set.
Yeah, I think there's a few.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. There's a 94. I know that. Yeah, 98. They have the satin Kennedy. Let's see what else.
Oh, yeah, but I'm asking for. I know there's a regular stripe, and that one is 64D double die verse, quadruple die verse 64D over D repunched mint mark.
Yeah.
And then the proof,
Yeah.
and then there's a special strike, and there's only 2 of them: a 1964 special mint set and a 1998 S special mint set. Special strike. What does that mean? What does that entail? The accident
SP.
hair or what?
Take care,
Mhm.
David.
Adios, Sir David.
Good night.
Ooh, Rich, I think I have one
Hey, Dave.
comparable to that.
Well, the 98s have what they call a satin
So, I want your opinion on that.
surface.
This one, Rich. Now that beautiful! I'm glad you just did that.
It's 38. What is that? A deal ref?
I'm resting my hand that way I don't wobble. Exact same year and mint.
Yeah,
So there's obverse.
mine's a luster bond, but yours is showing toning.
Yeah, it seems to be the
Yeah, she's got a beautiful
pinch hitter of the
I can-
coins lately. I swear to God.
she's got a beautiful gold hue to her, like almost like a rosy, like almost like a rose gold.
Can you show a close up of his chin?
Oh yeah. We're gonna raise the scope and do it the easy way. All right, that's a little too far. And that shouldn't be. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
I was trying to see if that was toning going across his chin or a mark. Looks like a mark.
Let's turn this off and rely on some outside lighting. It actually looks like pockmarking. Yeah, it looks like a planchet defect right here.
Yeah, I meant under his lip area and the crease of the chin.
Oh, that's
this,
typical.
The butt chin mark. Yeah, that could be a butt chin mark right here. That could be a little
I
bit of
thought you were
contact.
talking
There.
underneath the chin.
Yeah, that absolutely
You
could
see-
be a little bit of contact. Sir Rich, you are a good eye. That is correct. A wee
Look
bit.
underneath it. It looks like it's clashed or something.
And the funny thing is the toning runs right across that too.
AGC will.
Oh, let's get this back out of there. She's.
Have a good night,
not even-
David.
would you believe that I found this loose in a shoebox full of like 4 million other coins? Because I would
Not
have
unheard of.
trouble.
I found
I would have trouble believing
I
that
found some
personally, because it is.
there's some teen cents that are AUBU. You know, they were red brown, just crazy. I couldn't believe I found them. Just stuff like that. And just
And that's the other one. The other one was this one, and this one I like the toning so much more because it's got the blue top to orange bottom.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the blue nickels, but they sure are nice.
But it makes the buffalo like, oh my Jeebus.
Yeah, I have one of the modern buffaloes that's just breathtaking.
This thing in the right, oh man, it's dare I say, just stunning. It's just jaw dropping how this buffalo stands out with the blue at the bottom, up to the sunset. Phew.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to go after the 16 double die, you know, the no dates or the barely no dates, because the diagnostics on them are just foolproof. I think I got one of them. I gotta. That'll be like one of my gradings later.
Purple Merc.
Ooh, 42.
Blast white on the other side.
Literally a dime a dozen unless you get the over one, you know.
Cool.
That's why when they're fluorescent purple on one side, you notice it.
That's cool.
Oh wait,
Yeah, it doesn't show up like it does. So it must be a problem.
That's the silver.
I find that normally when it doesn't show up the way I see it by eye with this camera, it's normally an issue.
You want the camera. You want the camera to work right too, huh? Work like your eyes.
Yeah, this side's a
Sure.
little better, but
I got a couple bomber courses.
You don't see many toned ones like that, you know. Well, you see artificial ones all the time, but.
Turn this off.
Hey, Lincoln, I've seen you there. I'm sorry I didn't say hi. I don't know. We just got in this
Oh,
conversation
that
and
is
it
much
stopped.
better.
so my poor coins are so scattered right now. I've been in the midst of a major cleanup.
I can't wait until I get my 74 GDO back. I can't wait to see what kind of grade I mean, I pulled out of a mint set, so it's got to be a high grade, a higher grade. The Top Hop 66, I think. Now, one of these days, I want to find one of those no S coins, man. That'll be fun.
Just a second. I've lost my mouse. There we go.
Crazy. Is that what? Is that your proof or your?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely proof light. Wow. That's proof. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
The reverse is what makes me think, and under the scope, especially to be honest, this thing under the scope is pretty
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Yeah,
It
it's
is crazy.
black and white.
Yeah, I couldn't. I wouldn't think anything other than a proof, especially with an Indian headset. There's no proof
Yeah,
like Indian headsets, really. Not like that.
yeah, no. And it's like black and white. I was like, oh, wow. And then outside of the flip, there's a bit more reflectivity, but I think it just has that proof haze on it.
Yeah. I don't see too much in the strike as far as it being much better than any other one. I mean,
But
first strike
normally
anyway.
they're not. Like if you, I've been
Yeah.
actually trying to figure out how to designate proof versus business strike for a very long time. I think Rich probably even remembers me talking about this. I've been
I would only. I mean, the
been-
dies themselves, the markers, versus the other ones. If you can match them up.
It's hard to find that information.
Yeah, I know.
I've
That's why you got to research for yourself sometimes.
Oh, I have been. Even then, it's hard to find the information. So I've been looking at all the proof coins, and I've tried to point the differences, but I haven't had my hand on as many as I would like. But
I haven't had my hand on any of them.
Where's the right? This kind of light, where it's like not direct and blinding. So if I take it out of the flip, it'll get a bit more. Oh my God, to you on the reverse. Oh, whatever.
That's just crazy. I can't imagine what you picked that up for.
Dude, I cherry picked it. It was labeled as a business strike.
That's what I'm saying.
It was like, I mean, I don't mind saying because I don't
care. But
there's two coins I don't plan on selling, and it's that one and this one. I think I paid under 20 for these a piece.
Hey, JC.
Well, you know what? Kill me now because that's crazy, dude. Just shoot me.
Yeah, it was at a coin.
Good,
it was at a coin show, not even a shop. It was at the Rocky Mountain Coin Expo we had for the last 3 days of last weekend. Everything I just showed you guys, everything I just showed you came from that show,
dude.
So this was that show. This was that show, and this one wasn't labeled as.
You picked up a couple grand coins right there. I mean, for 20
bucks.
Oh
yeah, I'm not even done, bro. This was from that show.
I know. 16?
16D. He has it labeled as 63 brown. I don't know if I personally agree with that one. I might.
No, I can't.
Reverse on this is actually what makes it.
It's red brown for sure. I could tell that, but I mean, just I don't know.
The reverse and it's blue.
That's not bad.
And my favorite coin from the entire pickup, like all of it, was a shoebox coin.
What? What's that?
Nice.
It turns the most.
It's a different color.
Oh wow!
Just blue. It's a brown because if you hit it straight on, it's brown. But if you turn it to the light,
of course.
I want to get this graded just so I can see what it looks like under the PCS TrueView lighting because it looks like two different coins, and it's a 1930D.
Oh wow! That 9 is awful.
Oh, she's so pretty.
That's an unusual die there. Yeah.
I mean, there was some winners. So, I mean, on top of those, like, here's another good one. This is I started finding Woodies.
Oh yeah. I got a few of those at least.
Here's the 1920.
Woodies are fun.
I got all kinds of teams and 20s Woodies. They're not bad. They're not quite that good. Some of them are really good, but not. A lot of them.
There's one. I'm gonna find it real quick before Rich finds whatever he's doing. I swear I'll find it. There it is. I knew it.
Oh, there you go. That's nice.
There's more color. It's just not showing up quite as well.
Okay, this is a lamination and a Woody. Even effing cooler. I didn't know that till just now. My first time looping this coin.
Oh, okay. Well, What is that? 20?
It's a 21S
Okay. Oh, 21. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of 21s are woody. That one's pretty nice though. That one's got a little bit more
with a little bit of a situation going here. That's dimensional. That's a picker.
Now the part in front of his nose, that's what I call lace. When you start seeing that pattern, and it gets really heavy, it looks really neat. I really like that.
Oh yeah, and this one I thought was even cooler because it's the reverse on the other side. It's all dark except for a really light patch.
Oh, God. That's even better having it both sides. Man, Jeffrey Schumacher showed one. It looked like somebody spilled chocolate on the damn thing. I mean, it's that nasty looking, but it's a woody. It's nasty yet nice.
Oh yeah, and the foreigns.
Blonde streak through it. That's really cool.
I couldn't leave some of these foreign in there because they were just. I couldn't believe that these were still looking like this in the amount of just hands and coins they were sitting in. I don't even collect sixpence, but I was like, dude, this thing's too beautiful to leave in there. Oh, and the same with that that dong dollar, we're gonna call it.
I got a nice 64. Oh no, I thought you were talking about the Vietnamese dong. Okay, that one. Two center.
With some Liberty,
That's
but it's
so
actually a repunch. It's a repunch date on there as well. But the other side makes up for it with its pockmarkiness and its corrosion. It takes away all the sweetness that's on that other side because we got a hole right here underneath the two.
I don't know about that year, but those are like notorious for rotated dies.
Yes, and same with the thrickles, the 3-cent nickels. The die cracks and repunch dates are pretty strong. This one wasn't a bad.
Oh yeah, die cracks are freaking crazy on those.
Not a terrible 24D.
That's a little bit better than mine, I think. I just bought one for like $12. It's a little bit less. I think it's not quite as good as that one, but almost.
Yeah, I didn't go crazy. I mean, I went crazy on Lincolns. Normally, I don't buy Lincolns for shit. Like I buy everything else.
That's the key.
But this time
I couldn't pass it up for $12. You know, I don't have one. I've never had one. So, what the hell?
Oh yeah. I went crazy. I ended up 27D, 18D, 24D, 12S. But the 12S has RPM 001. That was the one I showed earlier today.
Oh really?
Yeah, I cherry picked it, and it was one of those loose coins, but it's got RPM 001, and that turns out, even according to Copper Coins directory, which you know how you got to take his info, that's a $50 RPM, even with me grading it at my grade, which is being pretty lenient, like at a fine 15 or whatever. It's a $50 coin. And I didn't know that until Scent Hoarder wanted to buy it. He was like, I'll buy that coin. I want it. I was all, what?
I don't know.
He's like, yeah. I collect variety. I collect RPM 001s. I was like, oh, well, you want some of my other ones then?
Yeah, I had a nice 12S. I don't know what the hell happened to it. Actually, they're both missing except for my filler. It's got a nice lamination on my filler though.
That's what I told him he had to replace it with. If he wants to buy it, I said, you got to give me a 12S in good condition. Like, you know, not horrible, because the one I found is in pretty good shape, and I don't collect RPMs. I don't own a 12S. That's my only one.
I've been collecting the cherry pickers variety. The other ones I could care less about.
See, I thought about doing that too.
Well, if you don't get your 12S, let me know. You might be able to throw that in with our deal.
Sweet. Yeah, because I got to get my I sent my album because he traded me a Dansko. I ended up with a Dansko in the end of one of our trades. And I wanted the bigger one, you know, the one with all the proofs and isn't just the Wheaties. Because I want the proofs. I want the 1909 to 2009 with proofs. So I sent him my album with the coins in it, just because it was easier. And he's just going to take out the pages, put them in his that has those extra pages, and then swap me out because he wants to start a toner set. So I haven't had my coin album with me in about a month, basically, because it took a while to get there. He's had it for a couple weeks.
Rich, that 72 looks like just like the one I got.
Full split bands.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, my Dime album. I'm not proud of many of my business strikes in the Dime album. After the silvers.
It's like a $90.
Well, I'm starting to because I'm getting all kinds of crazy ones in my mint set. So, you know.
See, I need to start getting more mint sets for that reason.
This one's like $88.
So with my Dime, I'm not.
Yeah. 66, yeah. That's not bad for a 66, I guess.
No, not bad at all. Although, well,
Kind of looks a little bit better than that, though.
I thought it was a
No,
67.
maybe not.
That's why I sent it in. And it's
Yeah,
got
I don't know. The field's kind of a little bit not choppy, but you know, a little grainy.
well, 70s.
There's nothing wrong with it, though.
70s is kind of a tough one for fields for a
Yeah,
lot
it's kind of a gray area. I just got some stellar 81s. I plan on sending in. Well, total slam hard full bands, definitely.
Yeah, I have some. I had a 53. I should have shown that one. That was full bands.
I sold a bunch of 52 Phillies full bands, man. I got those cheap, man.
I have a couple 55S full bands.
That's a sleeper here, definitely. I mean, you know, it's the lowest minute, one of the lowest minutes is all silver coins, man, and you know, but people hoarded them, so there's like tons of mint state. Examples.
I got some Roosevelt dimes that I pulled out of this collection that are phenomenal. 53, 57s, with rainbow toning, but these things are, they're nice.
Now, are they really clean, or do they have a lot of directs and stuff? Because boy,
No, they were BU and put right into the album, and then they ended up toning out inside the album, and they're really nice, Rich. I mean, really nice. The Mercury dime set also all BU, nice original toning. I need to grade them. That's what I really.
Man, that's hard to find. I find nothing but blast white ones.
Yeah, I've got quite a few of the 53s and 55s.
Yeah, this whole collection from 40s all the way to the 50s are all rainbow toned. All of them. Like the whole album is toned. It's just phenomenal. I pulled a couple of them out, put them in 2x4, 2x2 non-plastic flips, and I stuck them in the sleeves. And now I have them. I just need to get them graded. They're full bands. They're really nice. They have a Kennedy set. Benjamin Franklin book. The whole book's toned. This collection's pretty neat that I'm going through.
Cool.
I found three 14Ds. All the key dates in the Lincoln series, all of them I have it, and they had like 6 books. It's pretty neat to go through this. Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, odd coloring, but
Is that bullseye?
no. Well, it's got a bit of a outer ring, but no, there's not enough colors to call it a bullseye. It's really splotchy, but I like
It's got
those.
some light purples and purples in it.
Yeah, and that really odd green.
Yeah, I really like them tone coins, natural tone coins. They're really nice. Like this weekend at Michael Kittle's auction, I picked up, I think, all the tone coins. He said, except that rainbow, and I didn't want to run up Henry on it. I think it was Henry that was bidding against me on that.
Yeah, I have some that look like they're pastel colors. It's just really unique. Stuff I haven't seen before. My light's really messing me up.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. Get a little bit tired. So
Take
call it a night.
Oh, here's one of them. That was really neat.
That's nice.
Okay,
Well,
Rick.
take it easy, Hector. Thanks
I'm not
for
gonna-
hopping up.
Hey, thanks for inviting me up. I appreciate it anytime, sir.
Anytime.
Okay, sir. See you later.
Adios.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Good night. Everybody in chat, good night.
Here's another one of those dark ones. I just love the dark ones.
Yeah, I got a full bullseye reverse rainbow on the 64 Denver I got. From green to purple.
Yeah, Rich, I'm gonna have to release a video that way you can see them.
Yeah, I'd like to see them.
Yeah, I'll release a video and I'll probably later on tonight. You can see it in early morning. tomorrow early morning when you.
Yeah, cut most of you've been releasing your videos about the same time I'm looking, so I've caught a few of them.
Yeah, I try to release them like later in the evening because that's the only time I really have time, because I'm always working.
Your 14D was cool. It's the one coin I haven't found. So I've had a couple, but I purchased. I didn't find in my collection. Oh.
Yeah, they were really nice spines when I found them. That barber quarter is pretty nice too.
Yeah, I really like barbers.
And that was a 1913 semi Philadelphia. I wish it was in San Francisco.
I do have isn't the San Francisco the one a little more valuable?
Yeah, the San Francisco, they only released it like 40,000.
Oh, maybe I don't have that one.
The Philadelphia is a low. The Philadelphia is a low vintage too. The Denver's the one they made the most of. in the 1913 bar recorder.
Yeah, I went through a whole bunch of really nice Mercury dimes. I went through huge bags from Atmax, and I forget how many, 5,000 at a time, I think. And I had found 3 of the 1942 over 41s, and I sold them because I thought if I could find them so easy my first bag, I would come across them again. And I must have bought another 6 or 7 bags and never did find another one. Sure wish I hadn't sold I should have kept at least one of them.
See, I was worried about doing that to myself, so I was like, I was going
But
to
it
sell all
turned-
my.
Yeah, it turned the bag for me and allowed me to keep investing.
Yeah, that was the first thing I looked for in that collection was the 16 in one of over one.
Yeah, and even if you find it in absolute crap condition, it's $1,000.
I'm going to find the Denver. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how, but I'm going to find the Denver.
I was hoping there would be one in there because the whole collection's all BU. Beautiful.
There's few coins that I've ever been sure that I'm going to find, and I've found one of them so far, and it was that damn 5 on the cheek.
This one's kind of neat.
I was determined to make that one of the ones I found. So
Nice full split bands. 37.
Nice.
and I was determined to pick a proof Indian, and I'm pretty sure I did that.
Yeah, you need to get that one integrated.
Yes, Scent Hoarder just had his looked at. He took it to the show with him today, and it was confirmed by whoever he had it looked at it that he is indeed a proof as well.
Nice.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I've been talking to him about it for a couple of weeks now, maybe a month or two, and
What
within a week of one another, we each pick one, and I thought that was some cool coincidental stuff.
So this one has that blue.
I like them with the blues in it.
It's normally what you see on the nickels, but looks cool in the dimes.
Stern, that was a beautiful Indian, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. There was a few, because there was one or two more that I didn't show that I ended up grabbing. There's a 1903 repunched date, at least a repunched 3 on the date. What's this page here? There it is. So there was the 03. And this thing has the repunched 3 on her, which is right here.
Oops, just a second.
The bottom loop of the 3. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Sticks out like a sore thumb.
I don't know what they got on it originally because this was a loose coin when I grabbed it, but it looks like charcoal. It looks like whatever they used to try to clean it at one point was charcoal. Or
Yeah,
it had a penance.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't tried to deal with it because especially the copper, I do not touch. If it's on there, that sucks. I'm not dealing with it.
Thanks, JC.
And then this one was from that day as well.
Too bad the carbon spot.
Yep, right there. Yep, you got a good eye because you noticed it immediately. Yep, it's a very unfortunate carbon spot 'cause it's the only one.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue when going through the Lincolns is, man, just one big one or a couple little ones, doesn't matter. It still knocks you out of 65 and higher.
Wasn't bad for a 61. That's by far my best 60s. Almost by far. I got a decent 63.
So I have a 74 I had found today.
Oh, see, that's what I need. I have a 70. I have a 73. I have a 75. I have a 79. But I'm missing all of the respected ones that I didn't list just now. And then I'm missing 66, 67, 68, 69.
Well, mention those when we do our trade, because I think I have a couple of them. Nice rainbow, or yeah, that's some good blues.
Then the 64. Where's my 64? There it is.
Now, did you pull these out of another album?
No. Oh, these two I bought at an LCS. They were next to one another. So these two absolutely came out of whatever album. They were the same because they have the exact same. And they're both, they were right next to each other. Those were the only two from that album that were left because I hunted the rest of that 3-ring binder looking for them because I wanted them bad. And then this one I just recently got, and the obverse just doesn't look good, but the reverse is such a cool pink.
Yeah, I've got a couple that color too. That is really neat.
And then the full
I like the
rainbow.
salmon.
If I can get this upside down,
It's salmon.
it's even got the green ring even. So the
Cool.
full rainbow. Unfortunately, to get that full rainbow, we had to have a fingerprint obverse.
Yeah, and that's really common. It's the dirt that causes most of the coloring that we see. Natural toning is really not normally natural. It's normally caused from a speck of something. Normally that speck falls off, and so we don't notice, that there was something there. But yeah, fingerprints. Some of my better toned coins are a big fingerprint on one side and gorgeous color on the other.
Oh, that was a good one I just got.
Yeah, your 58's really cool. I like the striping.
Yeah, that was actually from a double barrel mint set. If you guys ever watch Coin World on YouTube or Coin Week, or the dude who introduces most of the fun shows for any of those stuff, or the PCGS shows, his name's David. He normally runs the end table, turns out, and he's a really cool dude to talk to. That's where I got all those Indians. And the reason that proof one survived as long as it did without getting snatched is because it was in his flip boxes. He had a couple Indians that you knew he got from the same place because they were in the 1.5 by 1.5 flips, well, baby ones. And every single other one in the baby flips was a cleaned coin. So they had that weird shine to it, but they were labeled clean and you could tell. That one was in one of those baby flips with them and wasn't cleaned, but it also wasn't labeled cleaned. But because of that, he sold it to me as if it were cleaned, and everybody passed it all up over and over and over.
Yeah, because a lot of times you'll find people will take those cleaned coins and put them in a roll and put good coins in between to get a change of color. And it's normally pretty obvious that it's,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cleaned color.
Yep, you can tell. You can tell when they're like. I like the Indians a lot because like they're so. It's almost like they're porous. So when they get heat treated, it's almost like they look speckly.
Yeah.
And
It's
when they're
like
not heat treated, they keep that nice smooth feel.
Windex on pennies. It makes a oil slick kind of color. And it looks neat for about 10 minutes. And then it turns pretty crappy. Not that I've Windex coins, but I've been there when
Things happen.
somebody has.
This is my first Morgan that I got that was so clean and nice that it was able to tone the entire coin.
I went to a garage sale and this kid had all these wheat pennies and he had just put them all in a bowl and sprayed them with Windex.
So you sat there and watched what happened.
I missed it by 1 minute.
Oh, they were all good pennies too. They were all like quality.
They were really nice.
Oh,
So he thought he could get the brown out.
that hurts.
Oh, it did.
That
So
hurts
it
quite
took
a
me
bit.
a while before I could say anything because he asked me right away, "Is it okay to clean them like this?"
Nope.
I gave him the wait 1 minute finger and kind of just sat there. It's like, yeah, you don't want to do that ever again. These weren't your grandfather's coins, were they? It's like, yeah. Yeah, you don't do stuff like that to family coins. But he was a young kid. That's nice. I've got, well, that's what English, but I've got some really nice
Yep.
Canadians with some really deep color.
It's a farthing.
That one's cool. I like those ones.
Do you know that they made the farthing from the 1200s until 1963?
No,
Can you imagine collecting that series that went like 600 years deep?
yeah, that's the only problem about being a coin collector over there.
I couldn't imagine being like, all right, well, I need a 1400, I need a 1492 farthing.
But it's also the big advantage about being a dirt fisherman.
Oh yeah, if you're
Metal
a
detector
magnet
guys
fisher,
over there.
yeah, if you're a
score
magnet
all the
fisher
time.
or a metal detector, oh yeah, there's like I think that's why I have no interest in metal detecting. I think I
It
have no
makes it
interest
really tough. But you know, we've
because
got colonial coins, and you know,
and
you find any of them, you found a good coin.
and
But
I think that we've been like, all right, I think that I don't think they got it right based on the whole America, how long America's been alive. There's
yeah,
been a new theory presented that they think that the cataclysm, the thing that happened 11,000 years ago that created Noah's flood, they think that impact zone was actually North America. So the impact of that wiped out all of the North America large mammals. Because if you look at the fossil period, we're in the land, they in one like 100 or like a couple 100 year period, we lost 90% of our large mammals on North America, the content of North America.
yeah.
Oh.
That's why we have so many deep
Yep.
tar pits and stuff that are just.
And
outrageous.
if you look at the continents that spread out from us, it gets a little more survive, and then Africa 90% survived, which is why the elephant and the giraffe and all that still exist. So I think that when there was people living here when the cataclysm hit, but when the asteroid hit North America, it literally wiped out everything. So anything that was above ground was no more. So there was nothing that would have survived unless we had like a pyramid here, which I don't think we did. But I'm still not convinced on that. Canada's big, and the water situation 11,000 years ago, the Sahara Desert, like Egypt, was a forest. That was not like a forest, but it was very, very luscious and green 11,000 years ago. It rained almost daily. Like, we're drastically different planet. So who's to say that, well, like the Gulf of California, that whole ring that is the Gulf of California, who's to say that wasn't, less water there? Because it's raised 300 feet since then. Because they found a whole bunch of stuff under in the Cuba and the edge of Peru, which is like a whole bunch of underground structures that are like they're 300 feet underwater, but like they're massive city-sized complexes underwater.
And
Like
it's like, well,
huge.
Andes or what the Chilean mountains there that are so extremely steep and instantly high. I mean, they go up so far, and they're all right there on the coastline area,
Hmm.
and they just rocket straight up. That's just like crazy, crazy geographical stuff.
Oh yeah. But I mean, they found structures. They're trying to figure out how to okay the diggings of them because they're not deep enough to where it's too much pressure to do what you need, but it's deep enough to where you can't just free dive. You have to scuba every tank. You have to be fully get up to get there. But they're talking like it's huge, Rich, like massive. And they found another one in the jungle. Now that they have new satellites that can do the ground pulsing sonar thing.
Yeah.
They
Well, isn't
found
that where that big natural hole is?
the Marina Trench, the big old cracker that's the deepest part of the
the one
world.
that's an actual perfect circle.
Oh, the one in the water or the one on land?
On land.
Oh, that's the Eye of the Sahara, and that confuses me too. I'm super confused about that one.
Because I thought that was South America, but I'm not on that one.
There could be another one. I know that there's a giant ring, like perfect circle, in the middle, like definitely not man made, but it's been there for like as long as it's ever been recorded. But yeah, they call it the Eye of the Sahara. Is even like how you Google that one. I've been studying this whole ancient architecture and Sumerian, Egyptian, all the Mayan, all those pretty.
Yeah, I got
would
into a bunch of that for years. I have some really neat books on it.
It's almost becoming a problem.
See, I have books that have pictures, and it's from the 60s and early 70s, and now those pictures, you can't find them anywhere.
I know. If you ever want to let me borrow those, let me know, because the Smithsonian destroys artifacts that go against what they think. And I wouldn't have said that with confidence if I didn't live next to the Grand Canyon. And I remember when the whole story of the
I'm sorry.
they found a whole bunch of tombs, like Egyptian style tombs in the Grand Canyon. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin that majestic.
And this one has all the giant skeletons and stuff in it.
Ooh, did they say?
And it shows people, sitting next to these skulls, and they're huge.
The Nephilim, the Nephilim, however you want to pronounce it.
Yep. And that's exactly who I'm talking about. There's the doctor. Oh God, what's his name?
Graham Hancock or Breen Forrester.
It's not Forrester. It's the other one. It's the one.
Hancock.
His son started to follow him, and then they banned all his stuff, and he wasn't allowed to go anywhere anymore. But he took so many pictures, and I've got I think I have 12 of his books and 3 big hardbacks.
Oh yeah, he just put out another one too. What is it? The Magician of the Gods, the Magicians of the Gods.
Yeah, because they talked about
the sequel to the Fingerprint,
and it's pretty interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, I watch his. Breen Forrester is how I first started. He did. I don't know what thing I caught of his that was. Oh no, it was his 7-hour sit-down seminar that he does with a projector, a laptop, and a lawn chair.
I've seen that one.
And I was hooked. I was immediately like, this doesn't make sense. They couldn't move this. This is not shenanigans.
Yeah, well, he got into the Egyptian stuff and how, Horus and all these guys had heads of animals.
With the Caracas skulls, the elongated skulls.
Oh, yeah. And that one, big time.
Because that to me connects the Peruvian civilization with the Anunnaki. To me, that almost confirms the Anunnaki, the Book of Enoch. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I can't believe they removed that. I'm not a religious person, but I think if that book would have been included, I might have been a religious person.
Yeah, I got into it really hard. You might still be able to find some of these books. I'll try to find a couple for you. And
What's that? What's that? Sorry, I had to let my dog out.
I said I still have some of those books. I'll try to find them and see if you can't locate them online. It might be still available as a used book, and you don't need a new one. You just need one that still has clear pictures. Yeah, that's cool. You had showed that the other night. That was really neat.
Yeah, I've been finding like this and this, like ancient architecture. How they say that the Egyptians built pyramids with slaves. Shenanigans. I mean, if you're already on that same page with me, I'm sure you're on the other same page. The shenanigans. I randomly come across this picture at an estate sale, and I've been really into like this kind of stuff, this specific kind of stuff. Well, do you think this is natural? Do you think that this is a naturally, geographically formed thing? Do you think that this was not opinion?
Yeah, and see, this is the same kind of stuff that you find throughout Asia, and
Yes.
they're so tightly, perfectly fitted. It's like, yeah, it's pretty interesting
And
stuff.
then it's river rock. So I mean,
And
it almost looks like steps
are
going down.
special temples to the gods.
I have no idea where this is, what this is. It has no writing. There was no context. This was just a $2 picture frame, and I've been studying this stuff so hard. I go on Google Earth every once in a while now, and I just scroll around Colorado and I look to see, what's up, because we have Mesa Verde, which they admittedly have no idea about most of Mesa Verde. Like, after doing research, because I lived here and it's been a part of like all of our schools forever. So I've never really, because of how nonchalant they always talked about it in school. Like, I've had field trips there, we've looked at it, but because of how they taught it, I never thought it was a big deal. I thought it was just like whatever. And now that I've started really looking into, well, Shanae, I think that civilization as a whole is older than we think.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, Gobekli Temple is huge. Like, I genuinely believe that shenanigans on all the skeptics who are arguing that, like, they're saying that we've excavated 10% of that place, and they're already pulling out like 100-ton blocks.
Well,
And it's admittedly not a place where anybody lived. So you're uncovering a effing mall from minimum 12,000 years ago, and they don't think that people were smart enough to congregate and have an economy, ecostructure. I call Sinead.
So some of the very oldest writings speak of the olden gods.
Oh yeah, the ones that live.
When they started off like that, it's like, oh, okay, so some of our very oldest stuff speaks of older.
Yes.
I wonder
and the Sumerian kings list, where they say that these dudes were living for 30,000 years, I think it was like 30,000 years. Seriously, I think it was like 90,000 years.
Jonah and those guys and Noah, they were all
lived until he was 909 or something, or 900 something. Yeah, they admittedly, if you look at the tablets they have found, because they found like 40 of them, but they know that there's over 100 because they have like 1 through 40, and then they have like 70, and then they have a couple. Like, they've been finding them all over. But the first kings lived for or ruled for 34,000 years, 20,000 years, and then as it goes on, you can see it progressively, collectively get shorter and shorter until about the BC era. It starts with our lifelines. And I think that's due to cataclysmic restarts. I agree with the Graham Hancock and his buddy Peter. When we pass through the Torin meteor field twice a year, I think that every once in a while it grabs a big old chunk and throws it at us, and it restarts the world. They found that one big old hole in Iceland. It's a mile deep, it's under a mile of ice, which is why nobody ever saw it. And then there's the one that I'm pretty sure hit Colorado, or not Colorado, but North America. So there's two, but if they look at some of them studies that the geologic dude does, you can see the certain spikes where it's what do they call it? A civilization rebooting event. So it basically wipes
Right.
everything almost out. And he says that since man has been recorded of living, there's been at least 24 of those.
Thanks, Majestic. I'm aware.
Oh,
If you're just warning me, saying it's Monday because of my grandkids.
yeah.
You know, I saw some really interesting pictures of Russia years and years ago, like back in the late 60s, well, no, it wasn't that far back. It was probably the 80s. And they were showing a crater through a field, farmer's field, and it was nothing but gemstones. And it was like 1.5 miles long.
Have you heard of what is it? Crater crystals, I guess is what they. It turns the impact zone. It turns it into a green crystal glass. I don't know if that's what you were describing, but they find it only on high impact zone, like where a giant motherfucker landed, is where they've been finding this. It's like green crystal asteroid glass from where when it hits the Earth it vitrifies it and it literally crystallizes and bonds the stuff together.
Huh. I've heard of similar things, but
I believe the gem's coming out though.
this one in Russia was actual gemstones.
I believe you, and I'm gonna look for this picture.
Yeah, and supposedly that's how they ended up, raking in so many dollars when they just didn't have a lot of output. But
Did you know that both Russia and America separately, not together, within the past 3 years, have both signed things that that put a rush on the getting to the moon to mine it. Not just getting to the moon, because we have done that, a million times, but just getting there to mine it for rare earth minerals is quote unquote what both of them have started we're basically having another race that we started either this year or last year to mine the moon. I thought it was a joke, but I looked into it. Yes, they have effectively figured out by how to use sound technology to mine minerals from asteroids.
yeah, and it's like, okay, now if there's something that we could do to change the way the moon rotates around, anything that could cause them some kind of displacement in the atmosphere, can we do it?
Did you know that we never see the other side of the moon? We've never seen the back of the moon?
And we have the technology today to do major stuff with removing material. I mean, the laser technology and stuff, that's military grade stuff.
We're still not as good as we used to be.
It's scary. It's really
scary. I think that there either was a mineral on Earth that doesn't exist anymore, or we straight up don't remember how to do it. But how the old big megalithic structures that are built, it looks like the stones were heated up before put in place because they all balloon out. They all look like marshmallows to a degree. They look like you stuck marshmallows together. And there's no binding agent. There's no mortar. There's nothing. They literally are just placed together. But they're so perfectly placed that you couldn't fit a human hair. You can't fit a razor blade in between any of it. The sides, the bottom, any of it. They're all perfect. And there's none of them are the same shape. They're all different shapes. And every single one fits together so perfectly that you can't fit air in between them. And they're tons. We're talking like 4-ton big old massive MFers. And they're talking like they're bricks that do like this, and the brick next to it will have the exact same, and it'll And the
Yeah.
fronts of them bow out a little bit, like they've been heated up.
It's like the crystal skulls. There's another interesting thing. Something
That's a
that
really cool one.
we're just now getting to where we could do it ourselves, but yeah,
Oh,
it takes
the-
a computer to do it.
The pots that they found, when they found one of the pyramids, they found 40,000 of them, and that, like, to grasp that number is hard for my brain to even do. To just wrap my head around 40,000. I think of how much room 100 would take, and then I think of how much room 100 hundreds would take.
Yeah. Well, think
Okay.
of some of the kings that they buried with soldiers and stuff.
Oh, okay. That gets us into a whole new talk, Rich. That's like a whole new.
Hey, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop it because I've got some work I got to go do before my grandkids come. I keep pushing and pushing, but yeah, I didn't realize that you got into this stuff
Oh.
too, because boy, I got into this stuff pretty hard, and
So much,
all
so
through
much.
the 70s, I was reading all this stuff, and
Now
my
that
grandfather traveled through the world and would take pictures and stuff of some of this, and
I understand coins, I feel like I understand double dies, and I understand. I'm not watching videos on coins all day, so now I look at coins and watch videos on that stuff all day, every day.
that's great. Hey, Roadrunner, you came back just in time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sorry about
Goodbye. Yeah, hit me up when you're up and moving again. This next all nighter, because they're my favorites.
Yeah, I haven't streamed in almost 2 months, I think. So kind of nice to stream again. And
Yes,
in
sir.
1080, my first 1080 stream. So I'll have to set
Oh,
up
okay. Really?
I did notice the difference. I did
correctly.
notice.
Yeah, I was looking at Stern's coins, and I was able to see some, see them really well, actually.
Thank you for doing that 1080 thing, because I did notice the difference. I'm absolutely. Okay, you gotta get out of here, Rich. Or else I'm gonna keep talking to you all day. All right, I'm gonna go food.
Later, dude.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for popping up here and chatting, and thanks everybody that followed along. Appreciate it, JC. Majestic, you're always welcome. Thank you. Take
Ditto.
it easy,
Bye-bye.
JC. Thanks for stopping in. I think we've lost everybody else, but Blended Whiskey, thanks for being here. And Lincoln, if you watch it again, and David, thank you. Take it easy, guys. We'll chat again soon.